the show. Talking Track is live. 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Mark, ads dropping, 20 seconds. Let's get it in and out of the way. Let's go. Ads dropping right now. You. What? Let's go. That was exciting. All right, good evening, everybody. What's going on? UltimatDJz, and you guys are the amazing, wonderful studio audience. We appreciate all of you guys for being here. Welcome into the show. I am back from Dallas, and we got stuff to do. We got things to talk about. Tarpy has a whole show planned out full of super exciting topics because there is absolutely so much to talk about. There's so much happening in the STFC universe. We're going to talk all about it tonight. But first, a Talking Trek server sound off. You guys punch it up in the chat. Let's see where you guys are hailing from here today. We got Nightbot is kicking us off on server 9. Thank you. Stradalorian on server 9 as well. Noon Whistle on 29. Lots of 9s here today. Iron Chef on server 14. What's going on? Scaly Back from the Outback on 188. Doesn't even sound right. Doesn't even sound right. I don't like saying it anymore. Graduated on 26. What's going on? How you doing, Raj? Welcome into the show. Enterprise on server 30. Cobra, European 176. Big Surge on 20. Matt on 51. Lost in. Server 45. Thank you. White Wolf on 33. What's up, Guga on server 20? Thank you. Genre on server 32. Caledon on 89. Jerry on 74. Lost Keymaster on server 14. Silver Tab on 33. Engineer on 89. What's going on, Jace? How you doing? Wristbreaker on 30. Tony Pie on server 86. Tarpy says, I said, what? Tarpy says the game has been super exciting and fun this week, and there's a lot to talk about, so I'm very excited to get into it. See Engineering on 36. Didn't you, Tarpy? You said that. I heard it. I got it in writing. I got screenshots. I got all the screenshots.
Lies.
I got receipts.
That is lies.
Shamu on 13. What's going on? Burton on 701. Kinky on 51. J-Babes on 13. Mark on 114. Hercules on 134. Waffly on server 42. Fun Sucker on 701. Love it. Scud Missile on 26. Pirate King Archer on 701. What's going on? Man, Royal Power on 36. Snake on 17. Benny Hills Ghost on 42. Daystros saying, ha, you're a funny guy. I know, I try to be a funny guy. Welcome in, everybody. My name is DJ. I'm a funny guy. Yeah. That's right, Caledon. The whole show planned out to a T, and Tarpy's going to beat the snot out of DJ if he derails it with a tech issue. Well, let me just tell you, I have plenty of tech issues, okay? I've got so many tech issues up my sleeve. If there was ever a time that I needed to pull out a tech issue, Tarpy, I'm loaded for bear, okay? Listen, come at me. Come at me needing your tech issues, and I got you, okay? 100%. You need me to derail the show 5 times? Pfft, child's play. 10 times? Okay, starting to push it. All right. 15? Challenging, but doable. All right. I've got 18 separate tech issues up my wallet right now, Tarpy, so I am solid. I'm solid as a rock. Bow! All right. See? I'm ready to go. Ready to go.
Are you okay?
I've had too many ghosts today. Hey, everybody.
Okay.
Everything is great. We have a lot to talk about. Hold my beer, says Turmoil. Man, so many people hooking up with Hold My Beer merchandise, by the way. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so very much. That is amazing. You guys be sure to check out our website, TalkingTrekSTFC.com, UltimateDJzPlays.com. Click on the little merchandise link. Get yourself the brand new line of Hold My Beer merchandise and brand new puzzles. There's a brand new puzzle up there, Tarpy, and rumor has it that there is another puzzle stream being planned with the with the outtake puzzle from the last puzzle stream. And
what?
And I don't have anything to do with it. I have nothing to do with it. I hear that Jules Verne is planning some shenanigans. Matters, Putz, I believe this to be true. I believe Jules is planning shenanigans. Who knows? Somebody knows.
That's what I've heard.
I've heard it. Daystra says he's talking about a 3-way challenge. What? With who? What challenge? All I know is that he told me to get a puzzle. He told me to get the puzzle and says, I'll tell you why later.
What?
Yeah.
There's definitely no reason there. It does not sound like Jules.
I know.
To plan hijinks.
I know. But here we are. Here we are with hijinks. Hijinksness. Okay. Hey, 90 seconds left on a level 3 hype train. Thank you guys very much, Enterprise. Appreciate that. I got that cleared off the screen. Thank you. I'll put chat up on the screen if you guys would like to see that. Thank you very much. Tarpy, thank you for your 100 kitty bitties. Let me say a couple of thank yous very quickly. What's going on in the chat? Rob, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that very much. Engineer, thanks for the 5 gifted. Go, man, go. Man, your name sounds so much like the Power Rangers. Go, go, Tiger Ranger. Man, I got great news about my White Ranger skin. Looks so good, Tarpy. Looks so good. I've been playing the hell out of some Fortnite this month. You know, somebody.
Oh my goodness.
Lost in. Thank you for dropping 1,500. Thank you. And that was after he already dropped another 1,000. And that was after he dropped 9 gifted. Thank you for that. Jandro with the 12-month resub. Appreciate that. Rob, thank you for the first-time chat. Can't believe I wasn't following already. Do you play Fleet Command? Because I saw you in another stream chat earlier today, and I didn't know. Do you play Fleet Command? Or are you just from the other channel and just kind of bleeding over here? Because we do stupid, boring stuff over here. It's crazy, nerd stuff. All right. I don't dance nearly as good. All right. Go, man, go is what I told Nightbot a couple of weeks ago. Damn straight. All right. Get yourself on out of here, Nightbot. Lost in, thank you for all the bits. Papa Smurf with the 39-month resub. Stradalorian, more fun times ahead with the Catman, 27 months. Thank you. Consola Parker, 17 months on the resub. And a brand new YouTube sub, Tyson. Thank you very much. Welcome in, everybody. Hello. Woo. Mimi says, is Jules planning on showing off how hard baby Jules can crush DJ's performance in a puzzle? Yeah, I feel like that is possibly a thing. I'm not sure. Tarpy, are you telling me that I don't need to be involved? Are you telling me that this is like, I see in the chat that somebody says it might be a showcast thing. Daystra says it's a showcast. Like, if that's the case, I'm out. I'm out like a scout on a new route with my ghost.
Well, remember, if we're streaming it on your channel, you kind of have to be involved.
Oh, yeah. Well, but I can just facilitate the gambling. How's that? I can just do that.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That works. I mean, I think it would be more hilarious if we could have you flip a table of a puzzle that has a picture of you flipping a table of a puzzle.
That could perhaps be a thing. Possibly. Yeah. I don't know if I feel like doing that, okay? I don't think I feel like doing that again. No, listen.
Not really. That doesn't matter.
I did it once. I don't need to do it again, okay? There's a first time for everything, all right? But you replay the stick, and it gets a little bit old, okay? I don't feel like playing the same bit over and 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 over.
Open the door.
Who plays stick over and over and over here? I don't know. It's definitely not this guy. So yeah, lost. It's not me. I don't know what you're talking about. Benny Hill says, did Scopely ever fix the mining sweeps? I loved Griffin losing his bananas. No, they have not been fixed yet. They've not been fixed yet.
Have they even acknowledged that it's a problem?
Not to me. Then again, no, that's not fair though, Tarpy. I have been very, very absent. You guys know this past weekend I took off to Dallas for an actual work trip, which, by the way, was ridiculously fun. All right, listen. Okay, I'm one of those nerds, Tarpy, that like when I get to go when I go to a work conference, it is probably something I'm actually looking forward to seeing. Okay. Okay. I know a lot of you guys are like, oh, I got a work conference. It's going to suck so bad. But hey, at least I get a free hotel and I might get some bougie food out of it. And I get, a per diem and I can drink a little bit. No, I was actually excited to go to my conference. All right. I was like, yes, they're unveiling new tech. Okay. Real quick. I'm sorry. I know we're in podcast. I got to share this story real fast. Guys, they unveiled a parts delivery robot. Tarpy. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool. All right. There's this.
Is this like the Amazon drones kind of thing, or
no?
What is this?
Not quite. So this is inside your dealership, right? Like your parts department. If they're having trouble keeping up with delivering parts to the technicians and whatever. Okay, I work in the automobile industry, so I understand that you guys may not like fully understand why this is nerdy cool, but they've unveiled this parts robot where you load it up. You could stack it up with boxes of parts and say, okay, I want you to go to stall 17. Go to stall 17. And it delivers those parts to the mechanic at stall 17. And then I don't have to run anybody out there.
What's their job for that robot?
Well, his name is Josh.
Goodbye, poor Josh. Say goodbye to Nightbot is right there.
John, yeah, see, I took out Nightbot from the chat, and then I brought Nightbot into my dealership. All right, so now Josh is yeah.
Who did that? Lost it,
dropping another 20.
Today.
Thank you. Oh my goodness gracious. All right. Joking aside, I did not buy the parts robot. Okay. And Josh still has his job. But, and also his name is not really Josh. But I will tell you, it was actually cool tech. It was very cool tech. Like, they put up lasers and they let you have to lay down. So there's lasers. They put all these lasers in the shops and it helps guide it. All right. It helps guide it. And that way, because, a shop is not necessarily a super clean place.
First, you have to buy the robot. Now you have to buy the lasers for your whole store.
You also.
The prices just become. Keep going. Yeah, I bet there's more.
You also have
more special tracks it has to drive on.
Yes. There's special tape you lay on the floor to lay out your lanes. All right. That way it knows where it has to drive. No, it's. It was actually really cool. Now, for the record, Karkin.
If you give Josh such attention, he would do really well at his job. I just
Poor
need to follow these lines.
Josh,
all right,
take
man.
these damn parts out. Quit sitting around. Robots with freaking lasers on their heads, okay? Now, all joking aside. All joking aside, all right? That's not something that would work for my dealership, Karkin. You're right. I've got humans that can do the job. Plus, we're a smaller dealership. Now, while I was there, I was at this conference, there were hundreds of dealerships out there. Hundreds of dealerships represented there. And I actually met a very cool guy. He was service director for a Honda dealership in California. And their service department, Tarpy, has over 100 stalls with 75 technicians, all right, which is insane, all right, when you think about that volume, that quantity. He bought 2 of those parts robots.
That's a lot of Josh's.
Yeah, he bought 2 of the parts robots. Like, he was like, take my money. Because, now, guys, I just curious, he was trying to explain everything to me. What is the minimum wage in California now? Because he told me that he has to pay his parts runners like $30 an hour. Is that right? He was like, dude, I'll pay for this parts robot in like 4 or 5 months, plus productivity and all this stuff. Engineering says it's really bad. I mean, he said he was paying like $30 an hour. Now, when you think about that, and you're talking about this parts robot was about 20 grand. Okay, $20,000 to buy this parts robot. He's like, I'll have my ROI inside a year. He bought 2 of them on the spot. I was like, dang.
And is that covering all the tape he's got to put down too?
Well, I don't know. Well, that does include the installation, so it might include the tape. Okay, I don't know. Alpaca says minimum wage is like 17, but I doubt a car dealership with 100 stalls is paying minimum wage. Probably not. You're probably right. So yeah, just crazy. And that just kind of shows how the technology scales, right? That is a technology that I'll never be able to employ at my size dealership. But a dealership like that, he bought 2 of them. He bought 2. And he said, I might buy more. He was like, this is going to save me hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Are they going to join the union?
What, the robots? I don't know.
Yeah.
No clue. All right. Caledon says techs are the next people to be replaced. I mean, I don't think so. Techs are still they're the gods of the garage, man. You got to be able to diagnose. Even the best computers out there can't diagnose anything, So, but it is. I mean, it does raise serious concerns, right? It raises serious concerns when you talk about, here's another example of another automation, another robot, another type of artificial intelligence that's taking a human job. I mean, I thought about that for sure. I really did think about that. But when you look at it from a business perspective, that's what this guy said. He's like, I hate it. He was like, yeah, I feel terrible for it. He was like, but how can I ignore saving, over $100,000 a year? I mean, Matt says, but it creates more jobs for the tech industry. And that's true. I mean, I bet you they sold 200 to 300 of these parts robots at this convention. I guarantee there's not 200 to 300 sitting in a warehouse somewhere. People are going to have to build them, and then all the engineering and the research and development that went into it and all that stuff. It's absolutely crazy. Thank you, Danny.
I hear Josh is looking for work.
Josh might need something. Thank you, guys, very much. Level 5 hype train, thank you so much. Shiz says, don't stress. It more changes the jobs, not necessarily just removes them. And I get it. Scud says, what happens when it breaks? Then you have no one to run your parts. Well, then you've got somebody else to come and repair it, you know? So Forgotten Sex says, you say taking human job. I say moving more skilled labor to the robotic creator and maintainer. You know, you guys are probably right. And I probably should look at that from a different perspective. Like I said, at my dealership, financially, it doesn't even make sense. So we're going to keep humans, right? But it is wild to see the technology and where it's come in just a year. I was at the same conference a year ago, and it was, I mean, like I said, there was a lot of stuff unveiled.
Car alarms and car starters. That's about it.
But this part, listen, the automobile industry is actually innovatively, technology-wise, they do a lot of development. This what they're doing in service departments, I think manufacturers are ruining the car business. If you just want my honest opinion about it, and obviously this is a Fleet Command podcast. We'll get to it in a second. But Ford, you're effing up the industry. GM, Dodge, Toyota, all of you guys. You guys are messing up the sales environment. So dealerships are realizing, and therefore technology companies are realizing that there's not money in sales anymore. There's just not. You got to make it in fixed ops. You got to make it in the parts and service department. And that's what these technology companies are focusing in now on, is efficiencies and cost-saving measures in parts and service. You know? Hey, Isaac says, I got a big pro right here. Those robots probably don't care if payroll gets messed up. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Griffin says the margin is not in the cell phone, it's in the accessory. Same with most laptops. Same with vehicles. Hey, Griffin, what's going on? Griffin does send his love. I talked to him right before the show. He is currently in transit to beautiful, sunny Los Angeles, where he's heading out there to do some Hollywood work. So shout out to you. Love you, brother. Hope you're well and safe. He's listening in the car today, so I'm sure he'll be chiming in just a little bit here and there. So, yeah, it's a lot of interesting stuff. I actually had a very good time at this conference. I learned a lot. I am one of those nerds, Tarpy, that will go to a conference and will take a load of notes and like actually learn to bring something back home. I enjoy these types of things because if I can learn from other dealerships, then that makes my dealership better. And there were some great people I met there. Some dealerships that have some wonderful, wonderful ideas and do like some crazy great work. And like, you know what? Hey, all right, I'm gonna spill a secret. Not really a secret, but something I picked up on, and I've been talking to Mrs. Boss and the leadership in my dealership about this for like the last 24 hours solid. I believe that there are dealerships doing this. It just never really crossed my mind in our small town. But they're hiring like concierge check-in people, like people who, Tarpy, their main function is to go out and greet the customer in the service drive when they drive up. Not to make them get out of their car and come into the service department to check in, but to literally, like, they drive up like Chick-fil-A. All right, really, the best example is Chick-fil-A. They drive up, someone goes out to their car, checks them in, gets their mileage, gets their signature, does a walk around on their car, makes a couple of suggestions, offers them a cup of coffee, takes their keys, walks them to the lounge, right? Hey, your advisor's name is going to be Josh. He'll be contacting you next. Thank you so much for coming in today. Candy White says, we already do that at our Audi stores. Why haven't we thought of this yet? Why haven't I thought of this yet? It's brilliant. It is absolutely brilliant. Benny Hill says it's that way at my Chevy dealership. Yeah. Griffin says, who walks into a service department? My customers did. Chaos says it's a quick lane greeting. Yeah. By golly. Hey, I'm hiring somebody for that job immediately. It's brilliant. Brandick says it's been that way at every dealership I've been to in the last decade.
We just fired you, but we're moving you to the outside, Josh.
Hey, you know what? Josh will be happy he's still got a job. I'm going to get him a nice little desk out there. I'm going to get an umbrella like they do in the Chick-fil-A drive-thru. Okay? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put him right out there, and he's going to be good. And that's going to be his sole function. By the way, I want him to sell 25 sets of wiper blades every single day. You know, it's crazy. Look at the chat right now. Look at the chat. All these people do this. Been that way at every dealership I've been to in the last decade, says Branding. And why is it that these types of best practices are segmented in such a way that I've never even freaking heard of it? And I've been in the car business for over a decade. And I'm listening to these people speak at this convention, Tarpey, and I'm thinking, oh my God, light bulb goes off. Huh, that's how I solve my upsell problem. That's how I solve my service advisors are overloaded problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just good idea. Duh. Competitive edge. And, you know, this is the next thing. And Scopely, by the way, you're going to benefit from hearing this one little piece. Guess what? It's not about the product anymore. Do you know? Now, this is just in the automotive business, all right? But I'm sure it translates. Did you know that over 70% of people don't actually give a damn about the product? They care about the service. And I don't mean service as in fixing their car. They care about customer service. They care about how they're treated. They care about perception, communication, feeling valued. 70% of people don't give a crap about what car they are in. They care about how they're treated. The experience, shiz. Yeah, that's exactly right. This whole conference was everything about the customer experience, what we should be doing to anticipate customers' needs. For example, this was a great analogy, Tarpey, and then I'm gonna wrap up with this because I could talk about this for days. I had such a great time in Dallas. By the way, shout out Dallas. You guys are a beautiful city. That was the first time that I've ever been into the city. I've been to your airport a couple of times, but I have never actually been into your city, and it was beautiful. I had such a lovely time in Dallas. Dallas, you're beautiful. I can't wait to go back. I can't wait to go back. I want to go back. I want to go back now. They do have a crap football team, though, obviously. Yeah. All right. But I really enjoyed Dallas. You guys are beautiful. Thank you. I met some great people, and you guys were so hospitable. The restaurants were great. The food was amazing. Everything was beautiful. I never really saw anything dirty or gross, you know, like I've seen in Los Angeles. All right. Traffic was bad, Candy White, but, I mean, that was it. If that's my biggest complaint, then they've got
you more time to look at the beautiful city.
Yeah, they got good stuff going on over there. All right, they got good stuff going on there today. So anyway, yeah, automotive business, 70%. 70%, Tarpey. Can you believe that? 70% of customers don't care about the car. They want to feel important. So how many of you guys, we've talked about this before in the world of technology, like you and I will talk about, I don't know, a self-cleaning litter box, right? And then later, our Facebook is going to start showing us ads, right? Or Amazon is going to show us an ad for a self-cleaning litter box. It's kind of freaky, right? But we start getting marketed to before we even realize that we actually want the product, right? We might have just been having a conversation. Oh, that sounds kind of cool. And then they start planting this marketing stuff, right? They start doing the cookies, and they start doing the marketing, and they start drilling into your head. Hey, you want this litter box? Hey, you want this litter box? Hey, you want this litter box? Hey, I bet you want this litter box. Look at this litter box. This litter box is on sale. And then before you know it, you're like, man, I think I want to buy a litter box. Okay? This whole conference was about anticipating customers' needs like that. All right? Hey, when you drive up to my service drive, I want to know that you have already been on the internet researching, you know, what is my 10,000-mile service supposed to be? Am I supposed to get new wiper blades? Am I supposed to get a new air filter? Am I supposed to get, 10,000 Sigma titanium? What am I supposed to get at 10,000 miles? All right. And
the answer is everything.
That's right.
And more brake.
And the answer then is that I want to greet you when you drive up and say, hey, thank you so much, Stradalorian. I appreciate you coming in to visit my dealership today. If you don't care, I'm going to grab your mileage. I'm going to take a quick look around your car. Hey, your tires looking pretty good, but I see some streaks on your windshield. When was the last time you had your wiper blades changed? Oh, it's been 8 months. You know, the average life of a set of wiper blades is about 6 months. I've got a sale on those things today. They're $20 off. And if you buy those, I can get you a free car wash. Can I put you down for that today? And anything else going on that we need to know about? Oh, you've got a little bit of a squeak in your tires. Hey, don't worry about it. We can have a free brake inspection done while you're in today. Now, you know what that does? While that customer is getting their car worked on, they're now thinking about, oh, man, I probably needed those brakes and I needed those wiper blades. And they're already starting to take mental ownership of that instead of blindsiding them at the checkout. You know? And that is anticipation. That is setting the expectation. That is giving a customer the experience of taking care of them without them even know that you're taking care of them.
Turns out he was just an Uber driver who had to park there to deliver food across the road.
Maybe so, but I want him greeted anyway. You know? Captain Taylor says, oh, good, I'll get some new ones at Costco. Thanks for noticing. And you know what? That's okay. Captain Taylor, I'm completely fine with that. As a matter of fact, my goal on upsells is actually only 20%. I don't expect you to buy my dealership brakes. They're a little bit expensive. But you know what? Hey, here and there, I want you to keep thinking of me. I want you to keep thinking of me that I'm helping you, that I'm finding this stuff for you, because at the very least, you might buy your next car off of me. And then if there happens to be warranty work, well, you're going to come to me first, right? And then maybe, just maybe, one of these days, you're going to get an aftermarket part. It's going to fail, and then you're going to have to put it in again. And then maybe you say, hey, I don't want the hassle of that. I want a 15-year master certified Tier 3 technician to take care of me. I mean, maybe. But, I mean, that's not for everybody. The goal is 20%. 20%. So, you know, and that, by the way, and what we just talked about, let's back up 10 minutes. Let's make this full circle. All right. Scopely, heads up. Let's make this full circle. Because you know what, Captain Taylor? You might want to buy the brakes at Costco. But if I made you feel like $1 million, if I made you feel like $1 million in my quick lane, if I walked you in, let you meet a couple of people, made you a snack, got you a cup of coffee, reminded you about the service. Hey, last time you were here, you said there was something going on with your brakes. Did you ever get that taken care of? Oh, you did? Great. I'm going to mark that down. But I just wanted to make sure, because last time we were in a little bit of a spot and I didn't want you to forget and put you or your family at risk. I'm going to mark down that you got your brakes at Costco. What does that do? I didn't sell you a dime, but guess what? You feel good. That is an experience. That is an experience. You feel good. You feel valued. You feel noticed. You feel important. You feel like somebody cares about you. You feel like you're not just a number. You feel like somebody took 2 minutes to check into you, check into your car, and make sure that you were driving safe. Mark says, hey, if you can even remember my name, there's a better than average shot. I'm going to say, take my money. Yep. Right? Alpaca says, I don't know. I might be the one that worries if I get my brakes done at Costco. I prefer the manufacturer experience. But you know what? I'm certainly not going to give my money to somebody who pisses me off. You got to feel good. What have we said in this community for 7 years?
Scopely's breaking that model. So if you're...
Well, are they? Are they? I have maintained for 7 years that happy players spend money. I know that angry players spend money too, but I have to believe, and I still firmly believe, that happy players spend more. You know? Now, somebody says, now I understand why dealerships are so expensive, all the puffery. No, listen, it's because it's not about the product. Warlock, it's not about the product anymore. It's about the experience. It's about customer service. 70% of people don't care about your product. So, yeah, I want to charge a little bit more so that I can provide you a better experience, better than anybody else. Because if you feel good, you'll spend more money. If you feel good, if you are happy, if you want that quality of service, if you want to be treated 5-star, if you want to be treated VIP, red carpet, you'll spend more. Now, there are a segment of the community, Danny says, but it might not be a better part. Maybe not. But let me ask you a question. If there's a Sony TV at Walmart for $800. And there's the exact same Sony TV at Best Buy. Best Buy is a bad example. At a fine high-end electronics stores with dedicated sales personnel, free delivery, free installation, a tech squad, all right? Somebody who's going to take the time to answer your questions from the moment you walk in the door, who offers you a cup of coffee or a soda when you come into the store, greets you and says, how can I assist you today? I'm going to be right around if you have any questions. Oh, you have a question about this TV? Here, let me personally get you the answer.
That sounds like Apple Care.
Some of you are probably going to spend $50 more. By the way, I'm one of those. Okay? Now, some of you guys, min-maxers, 80% of you, Blaze says I'm buying from Walmart. Vool says I'm buying from Walmart. All right? Vool says that's what happened to Radio Shack. Silvertap says I'd buy the less expensive one. Okay. 20% of you wouldn't. Right? Now, let me ask you the next question. If Walmart was the only place that had this, or let me rephrase, if this place, XYZ place, was the only place that had that Sony brand TV that you want, and then Walmart had a TCL or on-brand, off-brand TV for $50 less, but you wanted the Sony, where are you going to go? Answer this carefully before you prove my point. If they've got, if the special electronics store is selling one for $850 and it's 50 inches, and then Walmart has one that's $700 that's still 50 inches, but it's off-brand, which one you buying it? Which one are you buying? You buying the cheaper one? Guess what? You just proved that product doesn't matter. Maybe price matters. Maybe experience matters, but you did just prove that product doesn't matter. Thank you to the 70%. Boom! Got him! Okay? Gotcha! All right. Now, some of you said I would buy the name brand. Okay, great. The point is there's marketing for everybody. There is a process for everybody. And anybody making this full circle, dear Scopely, anybody who ignores any one segment of their marketing, any one segment of their customer base is doomed to fail. You got to get them all. You have to know how to talk to them all. That is what I learned this week, Tarpy, is how to talk to people that I might not have been talking to before. That 70% who care about the experience more than the product, I need to talk to them. But guess what? I can't just charge anything I want to charge because I got 30% out there that are still going to be budget conscious. I got 10% out there that still want the aftermarket products because they save 30%. I still have to stock those products, right? I still need to make sure that I'm offering good sales, that I'm being price conscious, that I'm marketing myself at a good competitive point in the market. I got to do all those things. The 30% still matters. I don't want to just take 70% of the market. I want 100% of the market. And personalization wins all. Griffins calls it top-down selling. Best, better, good. Yeah, that's a thing. Hey, what's up, Ichi? Thank you for your 7-month resub. Appreciate you. Tibbs, thanks for the raid. Beck, thanks for the resub. What you doing, Beck likes plants? All right, I did not actually realize Beck was here when I was talking about Scopely.
You've been here for like 10 minutes, dude.
Oh, God. You know what? That's all right. That's all right. I wanted him to hear it. That's why I said, dear Scopely. Oops. No, I think it's a good message. I just came home from a conference in Dallas, Texas, where a multi-billion-dollar company spent 2 days teaching me about what I need to do better in my dealership. Guess how much it cost me, by the way? Just out of curiosity. Guess how much it cost me to go? Nothing. Nothing. Zero. They wanted me to go because it makes me better. They also obviously had a few items for sale there.
The robot was busy?
The parts robot. They wanted me to buy the parts robot. All right. There was some serious things there that they wanted me to consider investing in. But what was it all? It was all about the experience. It was all about improving the customer experience. That's right. I went there free to play. Damn straight, JB. That's right. Yes. My cost was my time. Guess what? That's fine. That's fine. I consider that time well spent. I consider it time well spent. And by the way, I'm probably going to spend money with that company for some of the other products that they talked to me about. Oh, there was a cool AI model there, Tarpy, for answering the phones.
Please don't.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I got to. Have to. It's brilliant. But what? Guess what? Right now.
So you talk about having a personalized experience when they come to the dealership in person.
Yeah, you know what I've got now?
And then you're immediately like, let me have them talk to an AI when they call the dealership and then just never show up.
No, because my AI talks to them like a human. You know what I've got now? Yeah, by the way, you're right, Gregor. The AI can be personalized. Absolutely. Listen. The Tribble bot, that's not good AI, Guru. All right? That's not good AI. It's not. All right? I'm actually talking about a conversational bot. And by the way, we do have humans that answer the phone. But you know what I have right now? Right now, this moment. Pick up the phone and call any dealership. Any dealership. What do you get first? Thank you for calling Jonesville Ford. Press 1 for parts. Press 2 for sales. Press 3 for the back office. Press 4 if you want to stay on hold indefinitely for a period no less than 7 years, never to speak to a human again. Please hold for us to repeat these options. Press 0 to be stuck in purgatory forever.
DJ, that's really bad. And I'll tell you this. If I'm calling a brick and mortar store, if I don't get a human within 1 minute, I'll hang up and I'll go somewhere else.
Funny you mentioned that. Right now, you are amongst about 60% of callers to auto dealerships. They don't get somebody within, and they use the metric of 2 minutes. If you don't get somebody within 2 minutes, 60% of calls are abandoned. Guess what? 90% of those never call back. 60% of people will hang up. And out of those, 30% or 90% of them won't ever call back. That's right. They call someone else. 10% of them will potentially try you back later. Holy smokes. That is a lot of people that I don't want to miss. At the very least, you know what AI helps me do? Answer every phone call. Answer every single phone call. After that, I don't need your fingers to telling me what department you want to go to. Hey, I'm calling to get a price on this F-150. Hey, great. Thank you so much for calling. Give me 1 second. I'm going to get you a price. And then it pops right into a salesperson's office. How great is that? Now,
as long as you don't have to go customer service.
Well,
customer service.
That's true. Now, the one that I spoke to myself, it was an incredible experience. I tested this tech while I was at this conference, and I even asked it a dumb question. As a matter of fact, I asked it what color shirt I needed to wear to get the best deal on buying a new car. That AI laughed at me. It chuckled and said, you know, that's actually a really great question. The great news is for you, Mr. Customer, it doesn't matter what you wear. We are vibrant and we love all colors, and you come in, we'll get you the best deal you can. This bot, with no training of my own, all right, obviously it was a display model. I'm sure they trained it up pretty nice. That was the conversation. It was like talking to a damn human. It chuckled and said, you know what? It doesn't matter what color shirt you wear. Come on down. We're going to get you the best deal no matter what.
Martha likes green. Bring green.
That's right. Hey, you know what? The sales manager on duty that day, blue is his favorite color. Why don't you try that? How cool would that response be? That's humorous. People are going to remember that stuff. I mean, seriously. Right?
That was savage.
Is it sad or is it reality?
Yes.
Joey was behind the curtain holding the microphone. Maybe Valabob. It was Josh, though. He was looking for a new gig. All right. All right. I'm just telling you, man. This is crazy tech. And it's all part of the experience. All right? It's part of the experience. We want to provide that great experience. And you know what? You're right, Putz. The 60% of you that I don't get to within 2 minutes, I don't want to never talk to you again. Like, that's terrible. 60% of an inbound dealership's calls are abandoned. You realize how dangerous that number is? You realize that if you caught even half of those, you could potentially increase your sales by what? 10%, 15%? And is that a small number for any company? You know? I mean, is that I don't need to make millions extra here. I'm looking for nickels and dimes. You know, and that's just it. You look at any industry. If any business celebrated a 10% year-over-year rise, are they having a good day? Are they having a good Christmas party? Are they feeling successful that year? You betcha. We veered way off course. But again, it all comes down to experience. And you know what? On that note, Tarpy, let's wrap it in. We are in week 3. We've got literally 4 days left of Star Trek Fleet Command's Part 2 Flashpoint Arc. Let's talk about experience. I've spent the last 49 minutes talking about how I've spent the last 3 days learning about how important experience is to a human being. So let's talk about experience. All right?
Yeah.
Anybody want to tell me about their experience this month? Anybody want to raise their hand and come in and talk about their experience this month? Let's bring this full circle. If we're going to make this truly a show about experience and what matters and what drives monetization and what matters marketing-wise and how you get to spend more money, how you feel. Guys, let me tell you something. And then I'm going to open the stage. You guys feel free. Go in. Tarpy will start getting you guys lined up. I want to show you. I want to show you something. And I'll put it in the graphics room for those of you who didn't get to see it yet. And I'm not necessarily proud of this, but it happened, and I'm going to use it to illustrate a point. Inside the graphics room at 8:53 p.m. Eastern Time is a photograph, Tarpy, of our team playing another video game. Now, you see that beautiful, amazing TV White Ranger skin down there? You want to see that? Okay. That, by the way, was available to grind. Everybody in the galaxy could have ground it out. Anybody could have ground it out. It's available to all. Yet, I spent $100 on that Ranger. On that skin. Gives me no benefit whatsoever. Why, Tarpy? Why on earth did I spend... By the way, not only did I spend $100 on it, but I allowed Oliver to spend $100 on it.
Was you jealous?
And then I gifted it to somebody else also. I spent $300 on this piece of nostalgia. Why? Somebody answer the question. Why did I spend $300 on this useless content?
It made you feel good.
Putz, don't be silly. That's a dumb answer.
So you spent money on TV's White Ranger. Sorry, Putz.
Go ahead, Putz.
Okay.
You go first. Go, Putz.
No, I said it made you feel good. Like you bought it, it made you feel good. It made you think about, your childhood. It made you remember. It made you reminisce. It gave you good vibes.
Yeah, wow. Damn.
Is that not what you...
Gave me good vibes. Made me feel good. I was happy. Ask me if I regret spending $100 on that skin. Anybody? Nope.
Do you?
No. Hell no.
I'll
I'd do it again. Guess what? In about 24 more days when the Megazord goes on sale, I'll buy it then too. I'll buy that too. No regrets here. All right? I love it. I love it. Because it makes me feel good. Makes me happy.
Do you also get the whistle dagger?
Yeah, of course. Saba. Yeah, I got Saba. And I've got the White Tiger Zord as my floaty down thing. Yeah, I got it all. I bought it all. I bought the entire... Listen, I griffined it up. I literally maxed the content. There's nothing else I can buy. I bought every piece of Power Rangers content there is. I couldn't buy anything else. Not for 24 more days. And then I can spend more. And I will. And I will. You can just call me the Whale Ranger. All right? Absolutely. You needed 4 more Rangers. I actually needed 5, Voltron. 6, 7. I now own 7 Rangers. I have pink, blue, red, black, yellow, green, and white. I bought them all. Every single one. Let's talk about experience. I've got more hours in this game than I do in Fleet Command this month. I saw a really disturbing trend. There was a conversation, Tarpy, in chat. Matters, I saw that you were a part of this conversation. And I know you have a slightly different perspective, but I also know that you acknowledged this in the chat. You saw players who said, there was one quote I saw, I spent 13 less hours in Fleet Command this week as compared to last week. And I think this conversation was several days ago. 13 less hours. Why? Why would that be? Matters, what have you done in the game this week that is new, exciting, and fresh as compared to what you did last week?
Nothing.
Have you spent more time, less time, same time?
Probably about the same.
Okay. That further proves my point because everyone knows Matters is the asshole. Right? Everybody knows Matters is the guy. Is that guy? All right, Benny Hill says I'm working on my augment rep.
Okay. I got to tell you, DJ, I've been getting the best sleep in August because, man, I can't play the game for more than half an hour at most, and then I fall asleep because I'm so bored.
Now, we need to be careful. We should be a little bit careful with the feedback because we did ask for less. We did actually ask for less.
Speak for yourself. A portion of us
Speak for yourself.
asked for less.
Yeah, very fair. A portion of feedback asked for less. You're right. Shazo says, no, I didn't. Worf says, no, I didn't. J-Babe says, no, I didn't. Riskbreaker says, no, I didn't. Well, the people who did, that was the feedback that got enacted. I think it was the wrong feedback to get enacted. All right. I still like the Ripper model. Give us everything. Let us choose. Give us everything. Let us choose. You can always do less, except that's not what happened. It's not really what happened. I can't do everything. This is not a full-time job, and I don't want to get back into this particular piece of the conversation. All right, we've hammered this to death. But my point remains the same. Experience. Experience. The experience is lesser this month for some of you, maybe most of you, maybe none of you, maybe all of you. The experience is different, and it's impacting your perception of the game. It's impacting your participation, your play, and, dare I say, your monetization, your spend. I'm not even going to ask the spend question in chat. I already know the answer. So does Scopely. Retrieving says, I'm spending my time grinding the mirror universe for Sigma speedups. You know, Griffin told me today that he has actually spent time in the game doing other tasks and has enjoyed less pressure. Okay, I get it. I guarantee that he was not one who was screaming for fewer events, but he has enjoyed the less stress nature of it. I guess, in a matter of speaking, Matters, I have too. Because I've been grinding the hell out of Fortnite. Candy White says I've gotten caught up on my mission chain. That's good. This has been, I want to come back and focus on experience, not just to demonstrate how terrible it is. All right? And I don't mean that as a double-edged sword. I do feel like events this month took a drastic step forward. particularly with Flashpoint. And I made that known to the developers, Tarpy. I know we talked about that a couple of days ago. Said, listen, it's almost unfortunate at this point that Flashpoint is being canceled, because the reiteration that they made on the events this month were far and away thousands of % better than they were last month. Now, I could come back and say, Tarpy, golly, what could have been if these events were properly designed the first go-around? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How would this have changed everything? How would Scopely's reaction to the arc have been? What would the players' reaction to the arc have been? What kind of resources are they now dedicating to making 4 new arcs when they already had 4 written out? I mean, can you imagine? Scopely's not agile. We've talked about this in the past. Can you imagine trying to develop 4 months of content in 3 weeks? At the very least, can you imagine them trying to write September's arc in August? Thank you, Lightning Hawk. Can you imagine such a thing? When Scopely has come out and told us that it takes 6 months to develop something. Can you imagine doing it in 3 weeks? Holy cow.
What kind of quality are we expecting?
I gotta be worried about that, right?
What that tells me, DJ, is that if they do it right, they're not going to develop anything. They are just going to pick and choose different events that they've already coded from other months, rename them, and put them out.
Dude, this whole game is rinse, wash, repeat, or
Right.
rinse, repeat, wash, repeat, cycle, dry cycle, air, dry, fluff. Okay, that's the whole game. We talked about this. How many things are there to do in this game? Kill reds, kill blues, kill triangle armada thingies. What else? Oh, mine stuff. There's not a hell of a lot to do. Every event is that way, Potts. I think more to the point is, how about if we had just done it right the first time? I mean, that's the point I'm making. If the events that we got this month were present last month, Scopely wouldn't be rewriting 6 months worth of content. We wouldn't be as pissed as we are. We're probably enjoying Flashpoint. We're probably looking at the living, breathing galaxy saying, hey, this is something kind of cool. Look at the store. It's paying pretty good. These events are all right. I mean, this is kind of fun. We might, God forbid, we would look at it like Ceres Invasions. Hey, we want that to come back a little bit more often. Right? Imagine the experience shift had we just done it right the first time. Now, I need that to sink in for a second. I need that to ring in your ears for a second. Imagine the shift in sentiment, in spend, in bandwidth, in actual development, in event design, game design, marketing intent, monetization, accounting, all the things, Scopely, all of it. Imagine the shift if you had provided an experience on day one. If you had delivered a positive experience on day one. Now, I took 10 years to get around to my preaching today, Tarpy. It's all relative. Everything. You know, while I was sitting in Dallas, I couldn't help it, Tarpy. But while I'm listening to Experience, I'm not just thinking about my dealership. My mind constantly wandered back to Scopely. It constantly wandered back to our experience as players. And then, conversely, my mind wandered a little bit to the experience I'm having with the Power Rangers right now. Now, the hope, as Shriva points out, is that the GM got the message. And I mentioned this on Twitch the other night, and I haven't said this publicly on podcasts, so I'm going to say it now. I appreciate that video. I appreciate the message. That was not an easy message to deliver. That is never a fun thing to say to your customer base. It's extremely humbling. It takes guts, and I respect that. I appreciate it even. However, you can't stop at a video. Can't stop there. Connor, I think what you did was very big of you. I think it took guts. Huge respect for what you did and what you said. I believed you. I felt it. I saw it in your eyes. I heard it in your voice. Love the accent, by the way. I believe you, man. Please don't let me down. Please follow through. We all want it. Listen, we wouldn't care. If we didn't care, if we didn't love it, if we weren't passionate about your game, we wouldn't care. We would do something else. There wouldn't be thousands upon thousands of people listening to a podcast for 6 years about this silly-ass video game if we didn't care. There wouldn't be these people that spend hundreds, thousands of dollars a month in your video game if we didn't care. There wouldn't be people spending hundreds, thousands of hours in development of content if they didn't care. Be there for us now. We've been there for you for 7 years. Please be there for us now. That video was a solid first step, and I appreciate it. I genuinely do. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And I believe genuinely that a vast majority of the audience, the vast majority of the community, believes the sincerity in your voice in that video. I do. I believe that. But they're also skeptical. Can you blame them? We need to feel it. We need to see it. And I know it's not going to happen overnight. I know it's going to take time, especially now that you're rushing something for next month. I understand it's going to take some time, but you know what? There are steps. There are steps that you can take right up front. Steps that you can be that can be taken immediately to start demonstrating to players that we care, that they matter, that you value their experience. Right? Players want to feel like they matter. Because for us, 70% of us don't care how buggy your product is. We want to know that you care. We want to know that the experience is worth fighting for. We want you to fight for us. Prove to us that we matter to you. That's what we want. We need to feel important.
But feel free to fix the bugs too.
Yeah, obviously. All right. But again, listen, I have always said this. For years I've said this, Tarpy. I'm tolerant of a bug on Arc launch day. I am. That is not ever what upsets me. What is it that upsets us truly? I mean, I know a lot of us get upset at bugs. But what really, really grinds our gears? What is it about those bugs, Tarpy, that really bothers us?
It's when they're not fixed. It's when they really stop you from being able to do anything or significantly just get ignored.
Sure. Communication. Repeating the same mistakes. Long time spent between fixing things. But really, most of it is communication. Continued non-execution, repeat failure, right? I mean, when we see the same bug implement 5 different times, 5 different months in a row, Can we believe that you actually cared about making sure that bug didn't come back? Right? It's experience. Okay? It's experience. Yay, bugs. All right. It is a game of cat and mouse, Giga. I get it. And they will always have bugs. I'm fine with that. Fine with it. Talk to us about it. We're reasonable people. Experience.
Most of us.
Most of us. Not matters. He's an asshole.
Yeah.
All right. Let's come back to experience, Tarpy. Let's take a look at what we've experienced this month. Let's take a look at what happened here just this past week. All right. Some of it is good. Scotty's Engineering. That's fun. We had a good time with that, by the way. I just want to show this real quick on screen, and I'll post it in the graphics room. Do you guys know what this screen means right here? For those of you in podcasts, it is graphics room, 9:12 p.m. Eastern time on the date of August 21st, 2025. This screenshot right here means that I bought 11 volts of Latinum. I bought 11 volts of Latinum. Do you guys know what 11 volts of Latinum means? That's right, Wristbreaker. That means packs have been delivered, and indeed they have. Packs are out. There they are. There you go. That's right. That means that the Scopely accounting department finally got back with me, said, hold my beer. By the way, we need $1,100 from you, and we will send out all our stuff. Wristbreaker says I got mine today. Sherlock Holmes says I got one of those vaults. Thank you. There you go. Congratulations to the winners. All of your packs.
I never knew you got what was in the vault. That's awesome. Good for you.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the big win is the multiphasics, right? The multiphasics are, that is a valuable reward to me. But yeah, the steel, 11 packs. I got 2.2 million steel. Is that crazy? Look, Killer J got his ship today. Balabom got his T-shirt today. Yet you guys don't get the Vault of Latinum. They target it to my player ID. They turn it on for me so that I can buy 11 of them at once. But
you're the only one who's ever bought one.
I've bought so many of them. All right. Yeah, no, they turn it on targeted to my player ID so that I can buy it. But they do give me a slider. They at least give me a slider. I get to buy 11 of them all at once. So that's nice. No, Dragon Keeper. It's not 22,000 for that pack. It's 2,000 for that pack. I bought 11 packs. Okay, this is 11 packs, 22,000 Latinum. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Vault of Latinum is big, big money there. All right. But yes, all battle passes are out. All packs are out. I'm sorry it was a little bit late. I was actually a little bit delayed as well because of my travels to Dallas. So I know it ran a little bit behind. But everybody's got their stuff. Everybody's got everything. So you guys, all prizes have now been paid out. All right, as far as the packs and battle passes, everything's good. So you guys have all that stuff. I had this up on my screen earlier, and I wanted to save it and share it with you. And now, dang on it, Tarpy, I forgot where I was going with this. Oh, the Scotty events. Scotty events.
I was gonna say, before you get back into things, and you were going to talk about the Scotty event, I just want to say we do have somebody up on stage if you want to start on that.
Hang on a second.
Or when you want to start on that.
Hang on just 1 second. Did anybody just see what was that event that was just on my screen? Where did I just earn 119 Sam Kirk shards? What was that event? Where did
your monthly?
Where did I just get 119 Sam Kirk shards?
Matter said multiphasics, so you spent money, right?
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I was getting ready to say, wow, why are we not talking about that? Okay, yeah, it was multiphasic hunter. Okay, got it. Hey, okay. You know what? I got to complain a little bit less now. I didn't get any Latinum for it, but hey, I just got a full unlock of Sam Kirk. Well, golly. And you guys got all your giveaways. That's all right. I'll take that. Woo. Nice. A little extra bonus there. Yeah, I'll take that. Anyway, we were talking about the Montgomery Scotty events. All right, Tarpy, let's take a look at your notes. Oh, you right. That's right.
Scotty
Sorry, C Engineering. C Engineering is up here.
Scotty doesn't know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Engineering, what's going on, brother? How are you? Welcome to the stage.
Not too bad.
Good. Let me summarize. Let me ask you, just kind of in summary. I know I spent an hour talking about experience, and I kind of went in a big long circle. I mean, I feel sweaty, Tarpy, like I just delivered a sermon. Does anybody feel like they've been to church? I feel like we're at church right now. I'm going to send around the collection plate here in just a second. All right. Engineering, let's talk about experience. What are your comments on Flashpoint? Your comments on Connor's video? Are you happy about them canceling Flashpoint? Do you have concerns about it? Where is the community on this right now?
DJ, my view on this is Flashpoint would be great if we just kept it going and let it go for another month. This way they would have had a chance to come into October and hopefully get things fixed out. The video was much needed because it helped bring back to scope to realize that the majority of players are in the 30s and 40s. And they're trying to get that to the point where they can come up and make it a little easier. Like if you saw the video, they didn't mention that part. But one thing I did notice this month, like with the gift chest and the 4 missions, and I'll give Scopely thumbs up for this. You got from the gift chest, you got 10 blueprints for the new ship. Mission 1, 2. Mission 2, you got another 2. Mission 3, you managed to get 5. Mission 4, you got 10. That's a total of 29 overall blueprints. And 5 from the store event.
Okay.
That's basically, for anyone who's doing the polls of 1 blueprint a day, that's a month that they don't have to keep going.
Fair.
For someone who's doing the double polls, man, that's just like a few weeks where they don't have to do a lot of major polls. Instead of it being 100 days, now it's about 2.5 months to get the ship. I'm going to give Scopely that just to help reduce that timeline.
You know, we do. That's a good point, Engineering. We do. We used to praise the 100 days, right? We did. We used to praise the 100 days, but somewhere along the line, it stopped being good enough. And players have said, well, I don't want to wait 100 days, you know, and I get that. There has to be that premium access period. That's right. 100 days, you know, a year ago, 100 days was major progress because it used to be longer. So
This ship's quality of the ship, like really, what is this offering us?
fair.
And is it willing to wait?
Well,
They're like, here, have it a little sooner because, yeah, we know it's...
I think that depends because I still think the Junker, which is a very new ship, is one of the most valuable refinery ships in the game, and functionally as well. Junker, what a hell of a ship. You know, it might be the best ship in the game since the Protector, to be honest with you. All right? It's amazing. That being said, 100 days used to be good. We've kind of turned that around and become a little less satisfied with that over the last year. But Engineering is right. They've fast-tracked. It's not 100 days now. You're actually down to about 70 to 75 days, which is a 25% reduction. And again, that might not sound like a lot, but I mean, that's a 25% net reduction. It's actually not terrible. Pretty damn good, actually. You know, so, you know, that is something that they have adjusted. Probably deserves to be praised. Engineering, I appreciate that. That's good. What about the rest? I mean, yeah. Go ahead, Engineering. What else? What were you going to say?
Oh, I'll just say thank you for that.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate the commentary. What else? Let's talk about Connor's video real quick, and then I want to see if there's anybody else. If you want to raise your hand in the Discord and come up on voice, I absolutely invite you to. And we're also going to go around the panel a little bit as well because we haven't officially heard Matters and Putz's and Tarpy's perspective on this as well. Not here in podcast. I know we talked a little bit about it just kind of lazing around in the studio here about a week or so ago. But Connor's video, this seems to be the big emotional topic over the last 10 days. How do you feel about the general manager's communication to the STFC community?
Needed to be done, and it brought light to say, hey, the needs to go a different direction. I understand that we got a lot of the bigger players. You want to see up to 71, 72 to the up to 80. But if we can't get everyone there, and we got a smaller crew, it's like maybe hold it back a month, okay? But that's one point of view I'm going to put at. I'm going to say it needs to be opened up. GFAT scrapping needs to be opened up and be done, because we're having people who are just maxing out all their ships and they can't scrap anymore. So that needs to move forward. But also they need to look back and bring people up. And for those who are just starting, just to give you a reminder, a lot of these people that are speaking today, they've been playing for many years, and they know that going up to like Ops 20 used to be like months to a year to get done. Back in the day, it was hard. And now it's been a lot more streamlined. So hopefully we can get that stream a little bit better for the 30s and the 40s at some point.
Yeah.
And hopefully that will help everyone get to the 50s, 60s, and 70s.
I hope so. I mean, it feels like we're not at the end of the game. I mean, obviously, progression is going to continue to happen. We're going to have to see what that looks like. Engineering, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Going to the chat, Tarpy. Kanatu says, I don't know. This feels like a quality over quantity replay. Berg says, action is key. Appreciate the video, but I need to see what they do. Wristbreaker says, this was confirmation that Scopely has heard us. We still need to see what they're going to do as far as follow through. At least it wasn't just silence. Scud says, I don't know. Pessimistic. I don't feel like they're going to follow through. Lobster says, Connor's video felt like a politician getting caught having an affair. I appreciate the apology, but it feels a little too late for me. Connor's video reminds me of the movie 28 Years Later, a third installment on two previously disjointed and hard to follow segments. Yeah, it's kind of fair. All right, that's a little bit fair. So Alpaca's,
I like those movies. I don't know what you're talking about.
I thought they were all right. Alpaca says, I have to appreciate it. It was not dead silence, and further, it was not laughing and making jokes over our concerns like the lackluster official Q&A. I know that upset a lot of players. That upset a lot of them. RSDJ says, I appreciate the video. Now here's hoping they hear us and open the old holodeck missions. Let's get back to basics. Porthos, welcome in from server 20 and 21. Appreciate you being here. Welcome to the stage of Talking Trek. Connor's video. Where do you feel?
Connor's video was very good. I enjoyed watching.
Porthos, I don't have you, bud. I don't know if you've got a headset on or if you can try to come a little bit closer.
I hear him, but it's very, very, very quiet.
Sounds like you're all the way across the room, my brother. Maybe a Bluetooth is connected, but like you don't know it. That actually happened to.
Can you hear me now?
Hey, yeah, see, there we go. All right, fantastic. Welcome, Porthos.
I had to go speaker.
Well, there you go. We appreciate it. Welcome in, Porthos. The GM's message to the community. Is this something you're looking forward to seeing become reality?
Yes, I think it's a good vision for the future of Star Trek.
Okay.
I endorse it as myself, just counting for myself. I endorse it 100%.
Okay. Excellent. All right. I appreciate that. Is there something that you feel they should have done differently this month with the reaction to Flashpoint? Do you think taking it down was the right thing to do?
Strange New Worlds is just the beginning of something new for the game, and there's more to come in the future.
Well, I hope so. I hope there is. Captain Bull says, I really wasn't that upset by the Q&A. I mainly didn't look at it. Porthos, thank you very much. Now, listen, this actually means a great deal to me. For those of you who have listened to this show for years and years, and I know that there are a few of you, Karkin, you're going to remember this voice. Okay. There's not many of you that will, but it has been years
Just
and
the game
years.
show. Who's that voice?
Who is
I'm
that
ready.
voice? Ladies and gentlemen, the original co-host of Talking Trek, 5 years retired from this game. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the stage, my friend Gregor. What are you doing?
Oh, what's up, brother?
How
How's it
are you,
going?
man? Dastros is like,
I'm
whoa,
good.
what a blast from the past. First of all, I'm so glad to hear from you. It's odd and interesting that this is the show that you show up for because you've been out of the game for a little while. First of all, how are you?
Dude, I was blown away. I get on and it's all automotive. So I thought, this is perfect. Like, this is right up my alley.
That's right. This is everything we used to do, everything we used to talk about. Yeah, man. No, we've got to talk and catch up. I've been doing some big, great things, and I know you have been too. So, Tabby Moses says, "Oh my, what an indeed an old voice, a callback." Bull wants to know if you have been flying your helicopter here lately. That's good. Get to the chopper. Falcon says, "Wow, yeah, get to the chopper. Everybody's got to get to the chopper." How are you, man? What's been new in your life? Are you still involved in the Fleet Command community? What are you doing?
So I literally logged on today for the first time in 2.5 years, 3 years.
How did that go?
Totally lost. Totally lost, man. I don't know what I'm doing in the game anymore. But my base was still there. I guess that's a positive.
Yeah, I guess so. So you were archived
times.
for a really long time. So 2.5 years, you popped back into the game. What's your ops level now? I bet I'm whalier than you are. It only took 2.5 years. Yeah. What's your ops?
57.
Wait, what?
57. Yeah. And I looked and the guy next to me is like 80 or something.
70. Yeah, 70. Wow,
70,
he was
there you
still
go,
he was
yeah.
still 57. Balabom says, "Don't worry, we all still have the same feeling. None of us have any clue what we're doing." Alpaca
There's
says,
so many.
"Surprising. I thought they would have deleted old accounts like that. They definitely archive them, but unless they're actually requested to be deleted, I'm pretty sure they just hang out in an archive." Lost In says, "I bet he is still stronger than you DJs. They make fun of me for being squishy all the time. I am indeed an Ops 70 now, Gregor, but I am there's like 2,500 Ops 70s in the entire galaxy, and I'm ranked right down near the damn bottom. All right, like 2490 something. I am the 10th worst in the game as far as Ops 70.
They capped it at 70 a while ago then, huh?
2 years ago. Yeah, almost 2 years ago. As a matter of fact, we if timing of history holds true, then G7 will be launching here in about 3 months or so. So
oh my God, I have so much work to do.
Yeah,
So
man.
much to spend.
It's like, yeah, I was gonna say there's
Hear
so
that,
many
Stokely?
so
Wink,
many
wink.
packs.
Get the specialty ship.
That's
The
right.
ones that
Listen,
matter.
listen, Scopely, you can save your month right here. This guy's ready to come back. All right, you can save it. You can save your month right here. You know, funny. Obviously, let's turn this around for a second. You tuned in earlier in the show when I'm talking about experience. So let's kind of relate that to what you've been doing for the last couple of years because you're in the same industry I am. Let's talk about experience here just for a second and why you left the game to begin with. What was the experience like for you then? I know that life became very busy, but a lot of us are busy and a lot of us continue to play the game. This was no longer a priority to you 2.5 years ago. Why?
Yeah, I think it just came down to it just felt like a grind. Like I lost the excitement for the game.
Huh.
You know, and then life picked up and got really busy and I was like, okay, I gotta stop spending time on this and start spending time on that more. You know how that is, right? Like life, you have these bursts of things that happen.
Life.
And
What the hell's that?
gotta pause it and deal with it, man.
Wait, are you one of those guys that touch grass now? Ew.
No.
Oh. That's right. No, Gregor didn't buy the
Touch metal
parts
body
robot.
parts.
Gregor didn't buy the parts robot. He built the parts robot, Australian. Gregor is the inventor of the parts robot. Okay, he did it.
That was so timely. That was so timely because I literally deal with that all day now. So it was just perfect timing.
Dealing with like the special lasers and the tape. You were always a big automation guy in the stuff that you did. So yeah, it was really interesting.
You need a tape installer? I'm down.
Oh, that's really, really good stuff. So yeah, no, you know what?
I was interested to come back and hear your guys' take on it after all this time, right? Like, what's the community feedback? Is it new, or is it
Here's
still
the
everybody's
problem.
feeling the same way? Or
Well, you know, they've done a couple of good things. I mean, in 2.5 years, honestly, they've done some good stuff. But they've also done some very, very boneheaded stuff. And we right now...
Ooh, tell them about bulk refines.
Yeah, bulk refines. Great. Listen, our refinery is about 3 times fuller than it used to be when you played. You remember how bad it was to click every single button in the refinery every single day with the cooldowns and all the crap? Well, now we've got one button. That's nice. That's a good thing. That's a great thing.
Yeah, you hit for each of your things, but it's still one button. So much.
It's still one button. All right. Yeah, you can now convert all... God, Sherlock, you're a son of a biscuit. You know that? It's convert all. I don't like that one yet. Anyway, no, they've done good things. I mean, they wouldn't still be here, Gregor, if they didn't do good things. But they've also done some really bad things. And funny, Chaos says, you know, this is not the best time to ask that question because we are 60 days neck deep in some of the worst content they've ever released. Content so bad, Gregor, that the general manager of the game comes out, cancels the next 4 months of content, and apologizes to the community as a whole in a YouTube video. That is where we are. That is new. And that was kind of one of the things we were just talking about. Like, you know it's serious for the GM to come out and admit fault and say, we're sorry, we're going to do better, and cancel the next 4 months of content while they rewrite it and come up with something new. That's big, right? That doesn't happen in this gaming company. Scopely doesn't do that. But at the same time, they have never done that. They don't do that. Does that give you an indication as to how serious things are right now? You know, and that was kind of...
That sounds pretty big.
Yeah.
Did they ever merge the Galaxy? Is everybody on one server now?
No. They can't. No, we still have lag problems. Now, they've done a lot of server merges, but... No, we do have a lot more of instance gameplay. We have a new feature called Arenas that should have been great. Gregor, you would have loved it, actually. You would have loved Arenas in its design. It was PvP, cross-galaxy, cross-server. You can play with anybody on any server for 8 hours a week. All right, you can play with them. You and I are on different servers, but you and I could have been on a team and PvP'd other teams, or we could have PvP'd head-to-head. I mean, they have created
He's a low enough ops that he can be on my team. Gregor, you can be on my team. That's right.
I mean, they've done some cool stuff like that.
I may need it, buddy. You may have to carry me.
They've done some good stuff like that, but even that feature has a lot of problems, you know. But it does technologically solve a problem that we've wanted for a long time, which is the ability to be able to play with people from other servers. That's great. You know, so again, they've done some good stuff, but then they've not done some good stuff. Riskbreaker says the game is too small to have more mergers. See, I kind of disagree. I think that's the whole reason you can, you know, put everybody on one, you know, and
make it feel full.
Yeah, make it a big thing. But yeah, no, that is kind of cool. I bet you. I mean, honestly, I bet you he would love Arenas. I bet you he'd love it.
And even if they don't have full mergers, there's the crossover stuff like the regional solo leaderboards that he may not have been involved in, unless they cancel them for no reason.
Yeah. We have Incursions now. Incursions is an event where we get to cross over. 2 servers are paired up against one another, and you get to cross over to the other server to raid their bases and destroy their, you know, their players and stuff like that. Again, kind of a cool feature. It's devolved now into pretty much just a raiding fest, you know.
But guys says drink every time DJ says but.
But even that is stale, a little boring. They haven't refreshed it in a very, very long time. So, yeah, pros and cons. Pros and cons. To be honest with you,
your show. But can you take down somebody's fields now?
No.
I thought that was coming.
What, to drop somebody's shields? No. Now they've developed They've developed tools for you to now see how long somebody has left on their shield. in a legal way, not using pirated API data. there's a tool in the game, dude. There's a bot in the game. There's a feature in the game that allows you to queue up hostiles, so you can just queue up to like 20 hostiles and walk away from the game. They've legalized botting now, but only botting within their own client. Let me rephrase. Let's see, what else have they done that he would really like? Here's the thing, man. It's the same game with the same task. You can mine, you can kill players, you can kill NPCs, and you can raid. I mean, that's pretty much it. And there's armadas. Yeah, you got armadas. Armadas. Yeah, that's pretty much it, dude.
All right. So I just got to learn.
So many different kinds of armadas. Tell him about that. So many new armadas that he's going to be excited to face.
That is true.
And assaults.
Do you remember for the first year of the game, armadas were coming soon. Now I bet you there's no less than 25 versions.
Oh boy. Well, that just means I'll feel comfortable.
And assaults.
The new interface.
Good for pointing that out.
Yeah, assaults. Well, listen, there's still plenty of things to mine. All right, there's plenty of stuff to mine. You'll feel right at home. All right. Hey, it's really good to hear from you.
I'm going to kick the tires on it. Yeah. You should go back to your show, though. I don't want to derail you too much here, brother.
Well, very, very good to hear from you. Thank you for popping up. Miss you so much. Thank you for stopping by. Ladies and gentlemen, my first ever co-host and partner and friend on this show, that is Gregor, Server 9. Thank you, buddy.
You got it, brother.
Whew. Blast from the past.
Or did it get merged into something?
Blast from the past right there. So good to hear from you, man. Zero Cool, welcome to the stage. Appreciate you being here. Connor's video. Give me your gut reaction on this thing. Is it enough? Are you looking forward to seeing what they do? 0-0. We got you on stage. All right, we might not have zero. We'll go on to the next one. Putz, let me ask you. I know that you and I talked very briefly about it the other day. You're spicier than most. You typically tend to be a spicy individual when it comes to responses to Scopely here these days. Are they doing the right thing by canceling Flashpoint?
Are they doing the right thing? I think that I postulate that if you played it out in a timeline of when that video was made, when that decision was made, I would assume happened before the last gasp iteration to throw something out that we could call Flashpoint that they did this month. Should they now cancel it? I don't know. I'm of two minds. Yes, because what the iteration is now is just so they've gone backwards so far that it's mine this on one day, then kill the hostiles the next day, mine, kill. Okay, and then the thing opens up and you get to do the Saracen type of thing. But they don't even have, like, Saracen was better because they at least had a grindy leaderboard and an interesting SLB for like the most damage per round and where you could get other loot for the store. They don't even have that with this. So in part of me says scrap it. It's just so boring. But then the other part of me says, well, at least it works. And at least we're getting loot, and at least we're able to progress in something, and we're getting stuff, we're catch-up mechanic, etc. So I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth and say, oh, they need to scrap it because I'm bored. I just will have a bored feeling when I'm doing it, but it should stay.
Tarpy, you kind of agree with the second point there. You and I talked about it the day that the video and the announcement came out that they were canceling Flashpoint. You accused them of yet again missing the feedback. You said this is not the right thing to do. Explain.
So I'm of the opinion that the same opinion as Putz, where I would rather be bored while doing it or be bored while having the option of doing this event, especially in the iteration that we currently have, rather than not have the availability of getting the content. So for players that don't, for whatever reason, whether it's availability or they can't stand the lag or whatever, can't play in arenas or have played in so many arenas they have run out of arena polls on the premium dust. This event was the only place that we were consistently able to get premium dust outside of the Wednesday Zindi event. And that feature is a year old now, and we needed access to it. So I'm going to withhold judgment officially until they show me where they're putting that back. But they took that away. So I would rather have the events and be able to choose not to do them than not have the events and not get to choose that.
Let's not forget Gwenda Marco's shards.
Oh, there's zero. He made it back.
Yeah.
A guaranteed source of Gwenda Marco's shards.
You know, that's good. I feel like Gwen DeMarco has lots of sourcing. She's a great officer, don't get me wrong. It's not by any means easy to max her, but she is available in other places. I agree that the premium dust is a lot more exclusive. And I think that people were making good progress with Squall BPs in there as well. So I kind of agree
Is that not the only location for the fleet preset now, aside from
fleet
the 59
preset
syndicate?
Yeah, you're exactly right. The fleet preset's a big thing. So
people were saving up for that, and suddenly, surprise! Guess what? Now there's not even enough crap for you to spend on. Now that you've heard that we're not doing it, spend your crap, but you can't because of the cooldowns.
Well,
and I have 3 cell keys and my Transigen Forge is at level 40. I'm doing fine. I don't worry about any of that. Even if I get hit OPC, I just put my ship back out.
I think that and Zero, thank you for your comments on that. I appreciate it. I'll come back for a little bit more here in just a moment. I think Tarpy, you are reminding me of how I felt about Alliance tournaments, right? Like
exactly.
It's not perfect. It's not good even, but it's better than not having it. Now, I want to rephrase or I want to clarify a point. The way that it was in month 1, I would say cancel that. Okay, genuinely I would. And I would feel justified in that because nobody made any progress anyway. Right? Nobody made progress anyway. Nobody hit past the first milestone. Nobody was earning currency. It didn't matter. None of us. That needed to be pulled. It needed to be fixed because it wasn't even possible. If we tried, we ground our asses off and we earned nothing. Which, by the way, was the whole point.
Was that a content issue or a milestone issue? Which could simply be fixed by changing a few numbers.
I've said that since the beginning. It was, no, don't you dare, Matters, say that. It was an event issue. It was live ops. It was event design. It was never the feature. It was live ops. It was event design. They dropped
with
the
my
ball.
Lower requirements, I didn't seem to have as many issues. Like I was doing I obviously still couldn't get an epic to save my life, but I was triple pulling those things and working at it. But I can definitely see the frustration of doing all that grinding and not even getting a single pull daily through the event.
There were a lot of players in that camp.
Simple lower to more reasonable levels, and maybe that makes the experience less more tolerable.
Okay, so in month 1, sounds like there is a general consensus here, Tarpy. In month 1, those events did not deserve to stay live. But as Chaos said just a few moments ago, let's be careful not to throw out the baby with the bathwater. What they did this month here in week 3, or I guess week 2, technically, was vastly improved. I think Putz is probably right. Connor's video wasn't recorded and released in a day. Okay, that probably took at least a couple of days. It probably had to go and get reviewed. It probably had, legal look at it. He probably had to have somebody, preview the script and all this stuff. I'm sure that he didn't record that the day it came out. All right.
Right.
I think Putz is probably right in that, and I don't know, but I think Putz is probably right in that the event shakeup or the event reiteration that we had was probably a last-ditch effort at appeasing the community, despite the fact that the events were being canceled because they were so atrociously bad. and they were atrociously bad. That being said, I have to treat the reiterations very, very optimistically. I think they did a great job. Bob Diggity, what's going on, girl? Thank you for the follow.
Hi, ma'am.
I believe that the reiterations to those events were positive enough to earn enough grace to say, okay, hey, we're seeing the problems here. We can get them fixed. We still got more work to do. They're not perfect, but it's better than they were in month one. I don't know, again, if it was worth scrapping 6 months of design for that when, listen, I said from the very beginning, it was an events issue. The transition loop is adequate. I mean, not great, but it's fine. It was fine from the first day. It's always been fine. It was always event design. And Tarpy, this is what just absolutely grinds my gears about Scopely is knee-jerk reaction and misinterpretation of the actual problem, the actual feedback. All right. And you know, and listen, players are partly to blame for bad feedback. All right. But Scopely has got to learn how the game works and what are the real problems at bay. And I don't mean that surveys are the right answer, because players are often wrong. Okay. Sorry. It's that way in my retail business too. Customers, you're not always right. You're actually rarely right. You're wrong like 98% of the time. Okay?
Yeah.
You're wrong. Players, customers, everybody who feels entitled to something, you need to sit down. You're wrong. However, Scopely is equally wrong in correcting things that don't need to be corrected. All that needed to happen was an event redesign. Milestone adjustments. Take a look at the chain tech. Take a look at the timing. Take a look at player expectations. Take a look at what game design actually built these hostels to do. Take a look at the generational loot that you get. You know, one very simple little thing here, Tarpy, instead of making you hit generational hostels, is just do a kill counter. When Hurok dropships came up, don't hit your level, just hit 50, any level. I mean, it literally would have fixed the whole problem. The entire problem would have been fixed by that one little change. Why couldn't Scopely think of that? Further, why couldn't Scopely have talked to players to get that answer? And I don't mean the general public, because again, general public is typically wrong. All right. I don't know. Gee, don't we have a PAC? Don't we have a player advisory council that does exactly that? Don't you have moderators, content creators? Don't you have actual people who play the game? And this remains the problem. Tin Man says they talk to you, right? Not enough. And honestly, not enough, Tin Man. Not enough.
Ironically, DJ, you just said, oh, if they just made it to where you just hit 50 of anything and that cleared, you know, and not worry about the level of the hostel. Well, they did that with the Honor Guard and Vanguard, right? It was like,
Well, that was also one of the SMSs the first week was, in fact, just hit the number of them.
But wasn't it thousands? Yeah. I mean, I don't think it was small, though, wasn't it? Wasn't it like...
For the server.
Well, yeah, it was 90,000, man. If I'm remembering right, I'm pretty sure it was like close to 100,000. Shiz, I get it was a counter, but it was 100,000 hostels. All right, what's the average number of players on a server? 1,000? 1,200?
No, it's like 1,400.
Okay, 1,400. So let's do the math on that. I just want to check. 100,000 hostels divided by 1,400 players. That's 1,400 total active players. That means everybody from Ops 1 to Ops 70 had to kill 72 hostels. By the way, you automatically have to exclude everybody who's, 45 and down or 40 and down? I don't remember. What does it take to get into this space? 40?
30 something.
30 something?
Because
Okay.
you can get the Serene Squall at 30.
Okay. 30 something. All right. Lost In says would totally be doable if 100% were active. Would also be totally doable if 100% of that player count was Ops 35 or higher. So, was it terrible design or was it just poor event design? I should probably rephrase that question. Was it a terrible event or did they just miss the mark on their milestones like they have with so many other things? This is why the math is poor. You can't count on 100% of players being eligible, nor can you count on 100% of players being daily actives.
Well, I think they did it backwards. I think they really should have done like the weighted scoring for what hostile you killed gets more points for the server milestone, but for the individual milestone, just making it a kill count. If they would have reversed those, I think it would have come off a lot better.
Could have been. Either way, was it worth dumping the whole thing? I don't think so. Now, again, first iteration, month 1, yeah, probably. When nobody made it past the first milestone, yeah, probably. But canceling 6 months of content, I think, was a harsh and very scopely, very knee-jerk reaction that they are known for making. And I just wish they would stop. Do a little damage control, assess, think, figure out what the real problem is. Lost In, server 45. Welcome to the stage. Buddy, how are you? Lost In, you are an absolute machine, by the way. Take a look at these goals here on your screen for you guys. Lost In has definitely
I do not want to see those.
Lost has definitely been leading the pack in working out the bingo, August bingos. We are still working on that. We've still got 10 days left. We only need like one more box. So, I mean, we're definitely getting there.
Yeah.
Lost In, server 45. GM Connor comes out, cancels 6 months of content. Was it the right move?
So I thought the message was good. I think the move is bad. I think I've been thinking about it because I loved Wrath of Khan and I just hated Flashpoints. Like I've barely been playing, and both are grindy, both are hard goals. So what's different? Well, so Wrath of Khan, they showed us the rewards up front. We knew what we were getting. We knew what we were working to, and you could like feel progress. With Flashpoints, they hid what you were going to get. They said it was going to impact the map. It never did. And so there's like no emotional value in fighting it. Like, who cares? Do it, don't do it, doesn't matter. Even though the math was terrible that first month, if they had fixed that, it would have been great. But even if it was terrible, and then half of like Klingon space disappeared, then people would have cared and would have wanted to do something. Or if you actually beat a milestone, something happened, people would care and they'd want to do something. They keep releasing these things like, oh, it's going to engage people, but then nothing happens. It's very, very static. And again, the Wrath of Khan was pretty static, but you knew what you were working towards and people could play at their own pace and everybody loved it. So I think those are maybe the two things that they're missing. And now they've scrapped any potential that this was going to turn into something. And I don't know what they're going to do for the next 3-4 months.
Yeah,
and engagement is going way, way down.
Oh, it is.
Like really bad.
For sure it is.
I have to say, I can verify 100% that Lost In is not playing nearly as much because I have not found his ship in like over 45 days. I haven't found his miners in probably 30 days, and I was hitting him at least 5 times a week.
Yeah.
Well, I'm finished with Wrath of Khan. That's why.
Oh, what a shame. You know, look in the chat. I think a lot of people agreeing with you, Lost In. I still don't understand the claims of how the map and goals were going to change, how this was ever intended to be a living, breathing galaxy. It literally never panned out. And listen, we're attributing all of this to events. What if the tech actually failed? What if the living, breathing galaxy failed? I mean, we all talked about how nothing happened, right? Maybe that's why they canceled it. Maybe the tech ultimately failed. They haven't clearly communicated that. Maybe it was just the whole damn thing was broken from the begin with. You know, maybe that's why it got pulled, Tarpy. Maybe it wasn't events. It was that the actual function of the living, breathing galaxy failed.
I mean, I'd love it if they'd tell us. Like, I'm not gonna judge them. Like, obviously, we've also said they have bugs. So if something just doesn't work the way they want it to work, when it goes live to however many hundreds of thousands of people play this game, that is also kind of okay to me if they say, hey, this didn't go how we wanted it to, and here's how we're changing it. Like,
well,
no plan survives first contact with the enemy.
In fairness, I mean, without as much detail, that's kind of what they said. Hey, the Flashpoint Living Breathing Galaxy failed. We're canceling it. I mean, that is kind of the message that we got. Maybe we're the ones misinterpreting. Maybe it was never about events, because events can be rewritten. Maybe it was the tech. You know, maybe it was the map that never changed, the rewards that never changed when they were supposed to. You know, maybe the dynamic system is what actually failed. Who knows? Let's come back to the stage. Lostin, thank you very much. Did you have anything else? You get as much stage time as you want, by the way. Was there something else though about this? I know that you were doing some comparisons to Wrath of Khan. Honestly, I'm still grinding the hell out of that. I really am. I'm still working on the Epic Wrath credits. I'm still working on those favors. I'm still working on those officers. That has been far more engaging. I agree with you. I'm still mining the stuff. The sending out the Reliant. I'm still working on that ship. All right, I've got it up to, I think, close to tier 8 or tier 9 now. I'm doing that. That remains more interesting than what we're doing right now.
Just working it at a medium pace.
Yeah.
I just think they need to be more transparent about where these things are going so players can engage as they want to and then make it worth it. And then they'll do it. We proved it with Wrath of Khan.
We did.
The sales were through the roof. People were engaged. And the exact opposite's happening now.
Yeah, and you're right. Engagement was there. People ground their asses off. They spent hours and hours and hours. Mud says that might have been part of the problem. 3 months of super grindy content, and players just needed a little bit of a break. Flashpoint on the heels of Wrath of Khan may not have been the right move. That's certainly very, very possible. I don't know. Shiz.
I don't know. They could have released Wrath of Khan 2. We would have done it.
Oh, I agree. Listen, that model, I've continued to advocate for that. Unlimited grind. Give me something I can grind out in 2 days, 3 days, but would be near impossible. But everybody could get there within a month, 2 months, 3 months. I mean, that's perfect. That really was such a perfect model. And those players who did knock it out in a week, kudos. You deserve it. That is a badge of honor. I personally think anybody who unlocked Khan or maxed Joaquim or did any of that stuff within 7, 10, 14 days, you probably deserve a badge, an avatar. You know, the server first thing lost in that Griffin talks about with the Vengeance. All right. Those players deserve something like that. That was an accomplishment.
Did you ever win that?
No, I don't think anybody's won it yet. Has anybody won
Griffin, did you win?
I don't think anybody's won that thing yet. I was curious. Lost in, appreciate it, man. Thank you so very, very much. Let's come to the stage. Shiz! What's going on, Shiz? How you doing, man?
Hey, DJ. So I'm going to start off with a question because you know how well I know the store, so you might be able to answer this one better than I could. Is dust actually available in the store, like the premium dust?
In the transit, or I mean, in the Flashpoint store? So it
Money
was
store?
The mirror.
It was
the mirror dust.
Yeah, premium mirror dust was available in the Flashpoint. I think it was the Targ Tag exchange, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, but my point was in regards to like the cash store, because I was going to go back to something that Tarpy had mentioned of how it was giving a sourcing towards that, and even whether you're free to play or pay or somebody that spends on things. Isn't that premium dust something where it's a prime? Like, because I've heard some people start referring it to as a prime, and I'm just making the point that whether you're free to play or pay, now it's one thing where everybody has to have that gating of it.
It has rarely been in the store. It is not consistently in the money store.
Yeah, so that was one of the things that I'm going to get at. But the biggest thing, like, because my big thing with it is the low end generations are really hurt with transit. Like they're, as you had said it, there are definitely sweet spots. If you're in the top of the decade, the transition arc and the flashpoints were a lot easier for you. That's kind of a separate point. And having entered G6 with this arc, it's been a it's been a definite adjustment. But I do think. Oh, go ahead, Zach.
No, please continue. Nobody said anything. Go on.
Okay, sorry, I said that. But I will say, like, especially with the first month of Flashpoint, it's probably one of the first times where I was trying to get some of the metas that people were coming up with, and even getting involved in trying to figure out some of the testing and tweaking to be able to do with crews to move because. Like being at 60 and taking them on, it was like, okay, this is no big problem. Going in and hitting the low 60s, like first it was, okay, I've got a range problem because I can barely get to my generational hostiles that I need to hit. And on the low end, while there was the issue for everyone of the lack of guaranteed at a bare minimum of even a single directive in the target tag exchange, if you're in that low end, like if you're 61, you can't hit the 60s and be even able to get a pull of the target tag. Like you have to be able to hit a 62 or a 64. But the 62s even are a huge punch up compared to the 60s. Like the 60s, like even for some folks, that was still being a struggle. But being able to hit the 62s and the 64s, and it's once again that issue of like, if folks don't have that power in there and some of the research, it becomes really, really hard to make that move forward. And and even to go kind of a separate point, one of the biggest changes that I experienced with the last run of Flashpoint, besides all the changes that we saw that really, I think overall, as you guys mentioned, made Flashpoint a lot more tolerable and palatable for folks, so that the overall event was good. But one thing that I ran into was I got my Gorn eviscerator to the point where I could now use that to rip myself to the 64 system, and just that change of now not being range limited to the 62s now put me in a system where I could go through it and in a lot less time and a lot less pain, because I'm not losing to the hostile, I'm losing to the hazard. And that's one of the biggest things is like, they know, like, and I'll voice it, like, I feel like there are some people that are like, yay, hazards. But the hazards, like being able to have that 4 minutes of get all the hostiles you can, and I'm having to pull 20, 30, 50, and probably making 3 or 4 trips just to get enough hostiles in that time. And half the time being, okay, I'm defending over and over again, instead of, okay, I'm engaging with the hostiles, I can defeat the hostiles, but I've got no tools against the hazards. And it's that finding those tools, even when it's things like just being able to rip to that space and get there and get a little further so that I can get a little bit more loot per little bit of time in that system. Hopefully all that makes sense towards the coherent point of like, we need more of the tools that let us do things just a little bit better.
Agreed. We talked about that a great deal throughout the first month, is that players need to have an opportunity to earn hazard resistance through engagement. They came out with the exocomp. I don't know if that was planned from the beginning or if that was a reaction. Either way, it did kind of get the job done, but it doesn't feel natural to me. I don't know if that was really what they had actually intended. It didn't feel like the native design Tarpy, but it did solve the problem. It just came too late. Players were angry about that. Now, one point of clarification that I do want to make to Shiz's comments is regarding the targ tag exchange. You did not need to hit your current generation. You had to do that with the Suliban, but with the targ tag exchange, you could punch down. The problem therein was the cost of the refinery, right, Tarpy? For G6, it jumped massively, and the hostiles weren't dropping near enough. So you had to hit hundreds in order to be able to pull a chest. I think you were in that camp, weren't you, Tarpy? You ground to do a single pull, then got no directives. You basically quit at that point. You were done, right? Where'd Tarpy go? She's on stage. All right, we'll come back to her. But that, I think, was a problem with the math on the refinery. Oh, there's Tarpy. There you are.
Yeah, sorry. I don't always realize when I now mute myself. But Yeah, I haven't played more than maybe 10 to 15 minutes a day in 2 months.
Ugh.
And I just kind of gave up with flashpoints and then I had to go back to work. So it's like I literally don't have time to necessarily engage the same way that I did. So that's why I actually really liked how they iterated this most recent version, because I could actually feel like I was doing something, and I, even if I didn't do all of my not mottos this time, I could come back and do them next time.
Yeah. Riskbreaker says 133 drop ships for me to get a single pull and then got no directives. I mean, what a defeating feeling. Cruzito says, feelings. DJ, what do we say about feelings? And by the way, I said it didn't feel natural, but it did get the job done. The exo comp for hazard resistance got the job done. It should have been there on day one. All right, and that's
And they
not a
shouldn't
feeling.
have taken it away when they put in this new version. So, like, they have those 5 total exo comps, but I don't think that makes it better.
Well,
Like,
I think it does make it better, because when they only offered the 1 at the end of last month, we said it wasn't enough. Then they came back and offered 5. So I do think it was better. It might still not be perfect, but it was better because you
but
still
it's
got
5 total ever rather than 2
Wait,
in
what?
that event. Yeah, it's 5 total ever, dude. That's why I don't like it.
Oh God! And you know what, Turpy? Hold on. Then you'll never believe that game design was like, well, wait a second, let's release the exo comp. It'll fix everything. But we're only going to give him 5 ever. Yeah, hold my beer.
Did they say hold my beer? Yeah.
What you find that, as Turpy's saying, they took away the other option, the actual purchasable option. Once you get a taste of the hazard resistance and see its benefit, now you can't even go back and buy it.
Right. So if you are
I
a
didn't.
person, and since this exo auto activates, you can't save it anywhere. So then if you pick it up the 5 times that you can have it and then don't realize that you are now done with it, you don't get to use it anymore.
See why? What?
And you never get it back.
Okay. Let me go back to the first 45 minutes of the show. Let's talk about the experience of that. Why? Why intentionally make players feel bad? Like that, there was no reason for that. Absolutely none. You were putting it there to solve a problem. Why? Why? Why do you intentionally put something there that feels bad? Cruzito, I am not new here, okay? I get it, but I'm just saying, like, this is what we're talking about. This right here is exactly what we're talking about. That was an intentional feel bad moment. And yes, I'm talking about feelings, Cruzito. Why? What was the need to do that? That's unnecessary.
I don't think it was intentional. I think it was an accident from they probably had the thing written for to give it 1 each month, right? And it would turn off and not be visible until the next month, because we got basically one the first month, and then they gave us 5 more. So they probably just recoded that or turned the timer off so that we could get as many of those as we wanted, and forgot to set a reset timer. And so it was just a one-time event. I think it was more of a lack of doing the right thing, and they thought they did the right thing.
Perhaps a lack of attention to detail.
Exactly.
That doesn't make it better.
It
Like,
doesn't, but it's also something that we've been screaming about forever. Let's dot the I's, cross the T's.
I don't think it was intentional.
Well, and at this point, by the way, all right, and I'm going to say something that might be controversial, borderline offensive. Listen, at some point, negligence becomes intentional, Putz. All right, and even if that, it may not be, hey, we intended to put the cooldowns in here, but by the simple fact that we don't care enough to check our work and don't care enough to double check what this is going to look like before we ship it, that's negligence, and that is willful intent to not put out a product that sucks. Okay?
But also, that was loved by a lot of people when it came out. And the fact that they listened enough to feedback when they first released it to immediately also do the second option to pay for one. So they gave a free one and then a paid one. They knew that it was popular and then they didn't bring it back.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
so like they had listened and then they got rid of it. That's more my issue.
Yeah, fair. Pal, welcome. Keep calm and listen to Kiss, he says. Pal, let's get ready to start wrapping up here. We still got a few more people to get through on the stage. We will get through all of your calls, and thank you guys all for your participation today. We really appreciate that. You guys are phenomenal. We never took a break. It's almost like a special news bulletin talking track. We'll get to all of your calls here coming up in a second. Pal, Flashpoint, we're just now kind of talking about the reaction to everything. I know, and I'm late to the party. What is your reaction as a player? Where does Scopely go from here?
I think Scopely needs to do a lot of major things to make us happy at this point. We're all mad. We just had 2 months of terrible feel bad moments. As much as the EXO was nice, it doesn't fix the underlying problem of the hazards in the system for G6 players.
Well,
100% when you have to be.
It's not supposed to be perfect.
Yeah,
it's still supposed to be inconvenient.
Correct.
Yeah,
The
inconvenient
squall.
enough to buy a ship that doesn't matter for 6+ months. Yeah.
Well, that's debatable as well. Listen, the squall was like,
the squall is useful at tier 1.
The squall is useful at tier 1. Not only that, but it was also very much like the protector. It is how we're supposed to be grinding in epic space. Okay, it is, period. We're not supposed to be in, just like Omega Trillium. We're not supposed to be able to get that without the protector. That's what the squall was. All right. Now, when you're talking about the regular systems, the common, uncommon, and rare for the mining, first of all, the squall's terrible at mining, which is a design fail. I think that's an oversight. It's bad at mining for G6, but it still wasn't meant to be, the easy, free $100 replacement. Like, you still had to tear it up. I think the squall deserves a little bit of grace for what it is. We forget what Mirror Universe looked like before the protector showed up. So the squall, I think, is exactly what they designed it to be. I still maintain that for the common, uncommon, and rare transigen systems where you had to use a normal warship, there should have been resistance there through engagement. And it very well could have been through exos. I still feel like it came too little too late, but it very well could have been through exos. That might have been the only way, Tarpy, to do it without impacting the future of the squall. So maybe exos were the plan all along, but those exos should have been there from the beginning. And they should have been acquirable through the Targ tag exchange, as in you grind some stuff, you get an exo, you grind more stuff, you get another exo, you grind more stuff, you get another exo. There should not be a lifetime. There should not even be a cooldown on that. Or if there was, a one-day cooldown.
You shouldn't use events or loot on it either?
No.
Like
it should be loot currency. It should be not loot, sorry, loop currency. It should be what the hostiles are dropping. It should have been grindable. But again, these are tiny little details that if we had just tweaked that a little bit, it was a salvageable design. It was salvageable.
They could have tossed it in the research tab that they specifically made a research button on the Forge for to go into the Star Path research. They made extra space in the UI for extra research for this content, but only put one research in there. Why couldn't they add some for the resistance so that an Ops 63 player can actually have resistance for this stuff? Otherwise, they only have 20%, 30% resistance on their warships and die in 5 minutes.
Were they dying in 5 minutes? I thought you guys still had like 40 minutes.
It depends on the percentage.
The level 62 system is 100%.
All right.
The level 64 system is 200%.
Well, yeah, no, that one will be
rare.
quick.
The exchange for the rare is, yes, the most useful, but it's also really, really inefficient. Like, there was someone in chat today who said, yeah, it's okay that not everything is for every ops all the time.
I also want to append that with. Hang on, just 1 second, and then I'll come to you for a reaction. I do want to append that too, where you have seen in other forms of content that common should be what is relatively accessible. Uncommon can be a little bit more challenging, but like for say G4, right? G3 probably shouldn't be in the uncommon area, although they were in this particular case. But rare starts to get really, really hard. All right, and it becomes more exclusive, more restrictive. I mean, think of it in grades of ships, right? An Ops 62 can't build an Epic, not a G6 Epic, right? They can build a G6 Uncommon. And then when you get to 66, then you can build the Rare. And if you get to 70, then you can build the Epic. All right? Yeah, Riskbreaker, kind of like the Augment loop, you were intended to be gate kept by this a little bit, and that is a piece of design that Scopely probably failed to communicate well. All right, but honestly, I do feel like that was part of the design. When players say I was supposed to be getting 3 different loops, well, I don't think you were. All right, I think we have taken it upon ourselves to min-max the loop and grind 3 different loots, but I don't think it was actually intended to do that. I think we were supposed to pick the one that was most efficient for us and do that. Right? I don't feel like we should be doing all the currencies all the way up because they all pay the same thing, just different amounts of the same thing. Now, again, if you want to max it, min-max, get the most payout, then yeah, you got to do them all. But all of the refines are paying the same thing, Tarpy.
Yep.
Yeah. We probably
so that's why I've been a little bit, okay, if you can't do that right now, don't worry about it because you don't need to do that right now.
Which is what we said from the very beginning. That's what we said from the very beginning with the transigen loop. Don't worry about the hostiles if you can do the mining. The mining was more important anyway. It paid better. You know, so, you know, and even now when you look at the new Epic Suliban hostiles, Jules did that chart. Grinding the hostiles, this month it's flip-flopped, grinding the hostiles with the Squall is 8 times more efficient than mining it. You guys notice that?
Oh, yeah.
Last month, mining was better way to go. This month, the Squall hostiles are actually the better way to go. Cruzito said that makes total sense. That was the design, but we're min-maxing it. We missed it. Now, is that our fault? Is it partially Scopely's fault for not communicating the design intent? They were very quiet this month. Did we not, content creators, not do a good enough job in educating? Or are players just insistent on min-maxing everything, and we will play and grind to our own detriment? You know what I'm saying, Tarpy?
Bit of column A, bit of column B.
Potato, potato. You know, pal, thank you very much for your comments. We've got, I believe, 1 or 2 people left. Forgotten Sec, welcome to the stage. What you doing, Sec? How are you? Welcome into the stage, Ops 70, server 404. What's going on, man? How are you?
I'm doing well. Had a lot to say on this. So, well, I'm server 80 and 404.
Gotcha. All right. What do you have on Flashpoint? You say you got a lot to say. Let's concisely deliver it so we've got, I think, 1 or 2 more callers, and then when I want to get ready to go. Your overall gut feeling on this. Is Scopely making the right call, or do you wish Flashpoints were sticking around? Are we having, we might be having trouble with Sec here. We'll come.
We have Martok on the stage. Oh,
from
there he goes.
Flashpoint. And I think they need time to improve it and fix it.
I hope that's what they're going to do. I mean, even the officer designs, right? Kind of seems to indicate that this was meant to be a long-term thing, a long-term recurring piece of content. So hopefully that is something that comes back before too awful long, but I'm not getting that feeling. Tarpy, I'm kind of getting the feeling that perhaps this might be it, like forever. And I don't know if that's the right move. Black Cat said, wait, is Flashpoint going away? Yeah, at least that's what it seems like now. Scopely released a video. Their general manager of the game, Connor, comes out and says, hey, we're sorry. This is not the content that we wanted to deliver. We're pulling it. All right? I mean, Flashpoints were supposed to be the remainder of the year. We were told it was a 6-month arc. We made it through 2 months. Now they're pulling, and we're going to see what else comes. But, yeah, as of now, we don't know what that's going to be. Couple of callers left on stage. Martok, server 8, what's going on, buddy? Welcome in. Are you sad to see Flashpoint go, or is this a victory for the player base?
Well, I think in a way it's a victory for the issues that we're having with it, but they're not getting rid of all of the arcs. It's just Flashpoint. The next 4 months, we don't know what the actual arc's going to be. It would have been tied in with Flashpoint, like these last two were Strange New Worlds tied in with Flashpoint. So I think they don't need to rewrite the whole arc. They just drop the Flashpoint stuff and keep the rest of the arc.
So what does that mean that they redo? They have to write all new events? What if the feature was around invading entities? What if the feature was around this living, breathing galaxy? I mean, we don't know what the future holds. We don't know what that content looked like. I agree. We don't know. But it seems very unorthodox for Scopely to come back and be like, hey, we're going to cancel 6 months or at least 4 more months of content and then assume that they don't have a whole lot to redo. I kind of personally know it's a little bit frantic, wild, and stressful over there right now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I would imagine, and I think probably the best thing for them to do is they take the next 4 months, the first 4 months of 2026, they just move that up.
Well,
that would be the easiest thing for them to do for the arc content if they're not doing keeping the whatever they had planned minus Flashpoint.
Maybe,
because
but
Flashpoint wasn't the entire month. It's just they did it. This month was what, twice, and last month was 3 times.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's possible. I think that the event series was kind of the thing. But even then, let's say they take January's and move it up. Is it ready 4 months early? Probably not.
Hey guys, we told you had like 6 months to work on this, but guess what? We need it next week.
Yeah, that's what the developers are probably hearing right now. It's probably not ready, so I don't know. That seems like it could end up being a scary thing too. Cruzito, server 13, it looks like you are our last one. Welcome in. Let's get the final word. Then we're going to go around the panel. I see Daystros hiding out. Putz, Tarpy, and Karkin. Matters on the stage. We'll get the rerun or get the final circulation around the panel as we get ready to wrap up. Cruzito, you are the analytical bot that says feelings don't matter, math rules all. So tell me, was Flashpoint cancellation the right move?
I think so. And the reason I say so is I'm separating Flashpoints from the transigen loop altogether and the squall, right? I think while they were released at the same time, I do not think that they are synonymous with each other. So I think Flashpoints outside of the drop ships, right, where you get those, and I think outside of the evading entities, Flashpoints were nothing more than an event design. And I think with the missteps that they had in month 1, what they had in the missteps, and they might have fixed it in this second run that they did for us, or the first run of this month. I think they realized that because of how bad it was month 1, and now in month 2, they launched the events, and I think they saw the amount of activity, as we talk about, right? Looking at the data and not necessarily the feelings. I think they looked at the activity of it, and they realized it had plummeted. It's so bad. And then when they started trying to do the analysis as why, they realized that people had already checked out. And I think if they come back, it's going to be Flashpoints, but it's going to be kind of a Flashpoints rebrand so that they can kind of get the stink off of it, if you will, and come out with a brand new event series utilizing the same mechanics that were in this one.
What do you think they do regarding the sourcing? I mean, there was a plan for the Squall. There was a plan for the Fleet preset. There was a plan for the Officer, the Premium Mirror Dust that we talked about in there. How do they pivot the sourcing that was designed to be implemented through Flashpoint Store?
So I think if it was me, right, and I was giving them advice, they obviously have one more run left, right? So we have this one coming up. I think they're going to still maintain those 5 BPs or whatever it is that you get per that. And for the other stuff that you get via the store, I think they're potentially, or they could add those into the officer tokens for the officers. I think you take either event store or through the what are those things called? The rations. You potentially do that. And I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if they don't come out at the end of the month and say, we're going to go ahead and just give the BPs as a token of appreciation, acknowledgement that we screwed up. And they're going to then give, 10, maybe 15 BPs out there and say, this is what we should do to show your appreciation. Because at the same time, you can still maintain getting BPs on a daily basis through the transition loop. And so that's not going to cut off all sourcing, but it is going to reduce the sourcing you would have got engaging in events. So I think they're just going to probably potentially give those out.
I like that thought. Tarpy, let's do a little bit of quick math as we get ready to wrap up here. How many Squall BPs do we stand to lose before we would unlock the ship in as a result of Flashpoint's cancellation? I mean, it's not going to be that many, right? 25 or 30?
Yeah, I think it's not even that high. I mean, if they did the original 4 Flashpoints a month that they had been planning, it would be that many, but I think it's closer to 10 to 20 right now.
I was just going to agree with you there. It's probably maybe 15 or 20. Because as you go every day, you're going to get blueprints. So I think if like in my math, or I think we only needed 5 runs, 5 sets of 5 blueprints. We only need 25 blueprints more to get it to finish off the, So yeah,
by the end of the third month. By the end of the third month.
Yeah.
In other words, by the end of the third month, Flashpoints was only going to source you 20 more blueprints than it already has.
Right, but you probably didn't even need all of those blueprints to actually unlock it. Like, I think my target right now, is 80 days. Because of the 10 or the 10 I got in the store.
And my understanding, Putz and DJs, was that you could get down as low as, if you did a complete engagement with everything, you can go from 100 days down to 75 days.
So in that 25 days, you would see 3 runs of Flashpoint at 5 BPs it. So you're saying 15 blueprints would make up the loss. So here's what I'm going to say. All right. Let's take the analytics, Cruzito. You're gonna make fun of me for what I'm getting ready to say. Let's take the analytics. Let's add a little bit for sentiment. Let's go with a 20 blueprint comp. You want to start turning over a new leaf. You want to start demonstrating to players that they matter and that their experience matters. I think you drop 20. I think you drop 20 blueprints.
I've got a bonus for there too. That may potentially, right, if they were smart, you throw in a fleet preset while you're at it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And for the people who have the Squall, give them the equivalent amount in store currency of parts.
Well, that parts exchange is pretty rotten. So we're only probably talking
where I'm going with that, right? It's like
yeah, we're probably talking less than 10,000 parts. Yeah, that parts exchange is pretty trashy.
Yeah, you see where I'm going.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's a pretty crappy parts exchange, just being completely fair and honest. However, you're exactly right. 20 blueprints or 7,500 squall parts.
And that's not even enough.
And a fleet preset. Right? I mean, to be fair, and let me just ask players, and by the way, I don't think if Scopely thinks, oh, you're out of your mind. No, we're really not. All right, the math is the math. All right, we're adding a little bit for sentiment. We're adding a little bit there in punitive damages, right? Adding a little bit there for emotional distress. All right, but math is math. You want to demonstrate your willingness and commitment to change here? Yeah, Cruzito's right. Throw out one fleet preset to everybody, 20 squall BPs, 7,500 parts. Call it a day. Call it a day. You win there, and players, you win. If that actually happened, then Scopely, step 1 on the road to recovery, you can check that off. That will be job well done. Let's keep it up.
No, making amends, I think, is step 3. They already admitted they had a problem step 1. So I think if we're on to making amends, I don't know what step that is, but it's not step 1.
It might be step 4. All right, there's 7 steps on the road to recovery, so we've got to figure out which is which here. All right, but yeah, I agree that this is the right thing to do, and so. Let's see what they do, and I'll be happy to pass that along. Let's spend the last couple of minutes and go around the panel. Matters, you get final words here on Flashpoint. You're probably going to be a little bit. I know you've been waiting very patiently, and I should thank you because I know you probably disagree with a lot of what's been said. You were not a huge opponent of Flashpoint from the beginning.
No, I think they dropped the ball and foobarred the IMSs, but I don't think I don't think any other part of it was broken except maybe the targeting of the polls, like having it switch, having it be entire generations is a bit excessive. Having that massive switch from when people go from like 60 to 61. Well, that was kind of crazy when they can't even build a G6 ship yet.
Yeah.
To get any kind of hazard resistance, but other than that, and that's easily fixed. Other than those two things, the IMSs I loved it. I thought it was great. I liked the SMSs, the way they first showed up. I thought it was great. I liked that. I got a decent amount of loot. I didn't get any IMS loot, we got 2 of the 4 done. And yeah, I mean, I got a fair amount of stuff from the store. It wasn't too bad. It was kind of the same as Ceres Invasions for me, which I liked.
Do you feel like Scopely missed the mark in feedback interpretation yet again by canceling Flashpoints for the next 6 months?
I think, I think it probably would have been better just to try and kind of tinker with it more. And I mean, I don't think they missed the mark on the feedback. I think that was pretty much what a lot of people were saying. So I think they heard the feedback and I think they acted on it.
That's actually probably true. I mean, to be fair, that you're probably right. Players.
Yeah. I think a lot of people just said, like, why, like, I'm not going to do it. So don't bother running it, basically. Like, it's the worst thing ever. And I think that
I was always taught to eat my meal and not whine about what's served in front of me, but maybe I could be allowed to get some gravy on it or something. I would have said, fix it, don't toss it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that would have been better. I think that a lot of people struggled with it. I think there was a very steep learning curve, and I think it was going to be some time before anyone managed to find it easy, whether it's with newer officers that have recently or are going to be released, or just having all the other tools in your tool belt and spending the time to figure out how to take these things out with what you have available to you. And but instead, people were just like, this is hard. I don't want to do it. Kill it.
This is trash. Right?
The restrictions on flying were too high.
This is trash.
They needed to lower the cost of the directive, like lower the cost of the polls, and make at least partial guaranteed for the directives in the things. More directives meant more people would have made attempts, and the IMSs would have got done, regardless of whatever dropship grind necessary there was per person. Getting the vanguards and the other ones done would have gotten the engagement.
Tarpy, you mentioned that in the first month. You said that if a directive poll was guaranteed, that the IMS may not have been impossible. Do you still maintain that now after having seen the change this month? Is your alliance running Heroic Vanguards now with regularity?
I mean, I wouldn't know because the things don't show up in chat, but I will say my server completed the IMS in the second day of 5 days.
With the new one.
So
with the new version.
Yeah. So I can't speak for my alliance, but I have a recently merged server, so we have a fairly high number of active players. But I mean, I think that was the biggest positive change that they had, was doing that. Like, that was the best win. Just literally giving us a guaranteed chance of any directives was the biggest win that players have had in the last 2 months.
And do you know why Tarpy doesn't know whether or not her alliance, was engaged? Is because there wasn't any SLBs or ALBs for engagement that you could go in and be like, okay, where's the measuring stick versus everyone else?
I thought there was
I kept waiting for my regional solo leaderboard, and it didn't come. I wanted my regional solo leaderboard.
Yeah, I thought there was an ALB.
Oh, those things are trash.
That's trash. All right, thank you, Putz. Appreciate that. Matters, thank you. Let's hop down to the Talking Trek Laboratory. Jules Verne has been silent all night. Jules, let's give you some final words here. Your reaction, and actually, I'm gonna also say we were in a content creator meeting the other day, and I think that this is an okay thing for you to share, because this was something, Tarpy, that you and I had talked about. As a matter of fact, I'm going to read this last note here, and then I'm going to ask Jules to comment on it. And I think that this is okay for us to talk about in general. All right, community, you want to know if Scopely is going to put their what is it? They put their money where their mouth is. If they're going to back up their words, if they're going to follow through with action. Tarpy, your question to me was, have there been any updates to sentiments from the NDA folks with regards to how Scopely is looking at things, communicating with you? How do you guys feel things are behind front lines? Jules, let me ask you that question, because you and I actually spoke about that after a meeting that we had with some developers earlier this week. How would you feel that Scopely has behaved behind front lines since Connor's video?
Well, I will read a prepared statement, not necessarily from me, but from people that were in that meeting. I think it was a really well-written statement and something that players should hear. The tone was completely different from all Scopely staffers as compared to just a month ago. Seems to be a direct reaction to the apology video and a visible shift change to how they view our engagement and opinion. There's a lot of excellent suggestion and thank you for your feedback and definitely writing that down. And what's your wish list for that change, etc. I would say this is visible evidence to a culture change underway. And we did observe that, and there was a lot of times where feedback was given, and their immediate reaction normally would be, okay, heard, and then no change. In this case, there was, oh, interesting. Tell me why you're giving that feedback, or what would be your your change that you would want to see here. And I think that is like, it's not just listening, nodding your head, moving along with things. It's an actually taking notes, and it's actually saying, great, how can we make this change happen if possible? I have no expectations that they can follow through with everything that was suggested. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes the tech just doesn't work that way. Sometimes this is the directive that came from above, and they have to go through with this format anyways, and we're not going to make a fundamental change. But in a lot of ways, the errors of Flashpoint was math. It was a math error. It wasn't a content error. It was a math error. And if they had given us the math ahead of time, like they're attempting to do now with upcoming content, we could have caught that very, very easily. And I think that them being so honest up front and listening is at least good tidings.
A step in the right direction towards the impact of the players and our olive branch, right? Our olive branch of cooperation. Listen, nobody's trying to embarrass anybody. Like that, the pride needs to be the first thing that goes out the window. And I think Connor did that. I think Connor did an excellent job at saying, okay, we're going to swallow the pride. We're going to come out. We're going to apologize. We are going to acknowledge that we have severely delivered a lackluster product. All right. I think just that piece of it, getting pride out of the way and saying, okay, let's look at the olive branch from the players. They want to help simply because we want it to be a better product and we want a better gaming experience for everybody. You know, Shiz points this out in chat, Jules. My God, look at what you do with your lab guys. Shiz says, if the lab could validate the math to double check events and design beforehand, the game would be flawless. You know what? Truer words, man. I mean, Jules, honestly, I'm not saying that players can't make mistakes, but we've always said the more eyes you put on something, and not only that, but we play the game probably not how it was intended, but we play the game with its actual practical application. We don't play the game in a silo. We don't play the game with just this specific crew. We're looking at crews from 5 years past. You know? So, yeah, I kind of say, listen, I'm not necessarily saying we should NDA our entire lab, but let me tell you, our lab, the brightest minds in the galaxy, hands down, bar none, exist in Jules' lab. If they proofread every piece of design, every piece of art, you would see 99% improvement. You would see 99% success. These guys, this is what they do. This is what they do. You know? So, yeah, I like Shiz, I love that comment. Thank you for making that comment. Our lab is brilliant. Way more brilliant than I could ever hope to be. All right, Jules has amassed the game's most analytical, mathematical minds over there. These guys know the game better than anybody. Benny Hill says, I thought Jules was already doing that. Here's the problem. We don't get enough. We don't get the data. We don't get the early access. We don't get the time to reiterate.
Well, yeah, I'll just respond to that very specifically. I did catch one thing. After spending 12 hours in between the playtest and the launch of the content, I caught what seemed to me as their intended design. And I had relayed that intended design being like, this is weird. It doesn't follow a pattern. Not that you guys always must follow a pattern, but why is this content like fluctuating randomly as you tier it up versus having a steady increase? They did not. They took that. They did not respond, but the change was made before the content launched 48 hours later. So I'm not saying that I actually had an influence in that content or if it just wasn't showing properly in the play test, but it's something that I found math that was not right. And I relayed that back to them as fast as I possibly could after, being able to track it during a play test, record it, do math, do a chart, realize that's not right, send it back, feedback before the content launched, so it didn't launch broken. I don't know if they actually took that feedback, but we are helping content creators who are there and actually doing the math are helping make sure that some of the stuff that gets released isn't released in a terrible way when we actually can test it.
Well, and true, it would be great if that process for us started 6 to 8 weeks earlier. I mean, truthfully, that process needs to start for us 6 to 8 weeks earlier than it does now. And again, that partnership could flourish. And I hope that it continues to do so. I hope that, one of the more recent meetings is indicative of what the future holds. Thank you, Jules. Appreciate that. Fisty has is in the caller line. Fisty, what's going on, buddy? How are you? Oh, you're not on stage yet. Where'd he go? I had him, then I lost him. Daystros, this has been a rough month.
Lost Fisty?
I did. Oh, there he is. Fisty, there you are. Server 20's IA, biggest alliance in the galaxy. What's going on, Fisty? How are you, buddy?
Hey, how you doing tonight? Hey, Tarpy. I get to see a lot of the biggest players in the game here over in IA, and the whole thing, the rollout of flashpoints has just been a roller coaster, and there has been some questioning that whether I personally think Connor's video was sincere, but they're kind of questioning it in a lot of levels, and I know what I feel, but I kind of understand where they're coming from the history. I hope that they make good on what they're talking about here, and I think that backing up the punt, like I've been saying in chat, and rethinking what they're doing with flashpoints is going to be a good way to the future. And I'm hoping that they are going to be able to stop the bleed of players, because I'm seeing it here at the top levels that a lot of the top players are just saying, something, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that isn't the future. That's really what I wanted to say.
I think, and your whales have every right to feel the way that they do. I actually empathize. I understand and even agree. I think that you can believe his authenticity and still doubt the actionable product. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we can believe that he was sincere, but how effective will he be at actually implementing change? I mean, he is the big boss, but there are still hundreds of people that have to follow direction for a culture change to become evident. So I understand. Listen, for you to say I believe Connor, I believe him too. All right? I think most people probably believe that he was genuine. Okay? But I do think that most people are rightful in their concern or doubt as to whether or not change actually occurs. Now, just to be clear, Envenadia, Connor was not the one who delivered quality over quantity. All right? Funny enough, I probably shouldn't say this, but the guy who wrote quality over quantity doesn't work there anymore. He doesn't work there anymore. The guy who actually coined the most famous phrase in Fleet Command history actually is not with the company anymore. But but Connor was not that guy, to be fair. Okay. But that previous guy was a leader. Okay. He was a leader. So Scopely, as a culture, does indeed have something to prove. Okay. He does. Connor has something to prove right now. I believe his ingenuity. I believe his sentiment. I believe his words. Words aren't enough, though. We've got to see action behind those words, and then we can start to experience a culture change together. Fisty, appreciate that very much. Thank you. Daystros, I want to come to you and then I think, have we hit the entire panel, Tarpy? Because I know we're at time. We've got to go. But Daystros.
Hitting people?
Yeah, I want to punch him.
I've been sneaking my opinion in every once in a while because I wasn't sure if I was.
And I wanted to
So I
make
think
sure
I'm
that we.
covered.
Okay, good. Karkin's good. I know Putz did. Jules matters. Daystros, you're an interesting case here because you have also not logged into the game in 4+ weeks. Why?
So for me, the reason I kind of took a step back from the game was it started with I was going on vacation, and in Europe I wasn't sure I was going to be able to access the game or not, so I kind of stopped for that. But then when I came back, I realized the core issues that I have with the game hadn't been the central focus for design and development. Like my core issues with the game are helping players progress smoothly, not forcing things on them to help them progress, or like kind of forcing player or the mentality of players to want or have to do more so they can progress. Kind of this idea that people have been saying, where it felt like a job to play the game, so they're kind of taking a step back. And I felt that same way, where it felt like I was working to play the game, not playing the game to have fun. So I kind of decided I wasn't going to come back to the game for a bit. I was going to kind of take some time, reset, and then come back to the game, see how I felt about it, and then ultimately make a decision if my time in STFC was over or if I was going to give it another go around. Certain aspects of Connor's message gave me hope for the future, because this isn't somebody from marketing saying that they're going to implement a cultural shift. This is the man who runs the company, who runs the game, saying, we are going to implement a cultural shift. Not having been here for the 7 years that the game's been going, I was more willing to give this man, the benefit of the doubt that he is going to try to do his best from, his position to implement these changes. And then it was hearing from Jules just now when he was talking about this meeting you guys had, giving that pre-prepared speech by some unknown individual that kind of gives me hope for the game going forward. So I'm definitely considering and probably will be coming back to the game, giving it another go around sooner rather than later. But the big thing I want to comment on is something you guys were talking about, where if more people can look at things, these event design or calculation issues can be avoided. I just want to put out a plug that there's a whole crew of people waiting patiently to get the okay to start looking at those things that can help with this stuff going forward. And I think those folks are the kind of people that we want, because a lot of them are not just game players, but they're also people who look at the game analytically. So, there is a chance that with an expanded partnership, these things can be looked at the right way. And that doesn't necessarily mean that, this new wave of content creators or new wave of NDAs means that all of a sudden things are fixed. It's more eyes looking at things with more chances to catch problems before they make it into the game and aggravate people like Fisty's Alliance or other players to the point of wanting to leave the game. So just if the follow through continues and if the follow through is actually met and implemented, then it spells good for the future of the game. Even if they have to find out who can get their stuff ready to go in two more weeks' time, even if, I would actually be fine if the game just took a month off like they did last year and they just do a bug fix month while they implement this cultural change and then go back to whatever they have available for October and continue releasing stuff just so that they don't feel pressured into dropping something next month for us to do that falls short, and we're back to the same old gripes of, wow, they didn't really do anything. So that's kind of my piece.
Meanwhile, Pixelate's like, can we dump G7 already? Let's go. Hurry it up with G7. Shiz says, what month last year was a month off? I'm trying to remember the name of the arc. Somebody help me out. They did.
It was Symbiosis 1 was where they said that they were, right, wasn't that it was the month that we got Fleet Commander Lorca. We never talk about here.
I don't think it was that. Okay, Pal says you're right. It was the Lorca month. What did they call it? It was where they did 3 arcs in 1 month. Each arc ran a week.
Anthology.
Thank you, Pucks.
Anthology.
You're absolutely right. They did run. Was that last year? I feel like that was longer.
Oh, that
ago.
was
No.
2
That was
years ago.
3.5 years ago.
Because
That
they
was
did
before
like
I started playing.
yeah, they did like a TOS week, and then they did a TNG week, and then they did like a Voyager week or something like that. But yeah, what I wanted to say was this next month is ripe to do Anthology Part 2 and to pick out, go back over the last 2 years and pick out 3 different arcs that were popular and do 1 week of each with some events to get, again, let people catch up, let people improve those officers or whatever. But it's just screaming for an Anthology too.
I actually think that's a brilliant idea. I'm sure that they've come up with whatever they're going to do because they're running out of time. But let me tell you this. I actually I sent a message to Gregor just a little bit ago because obviously it was great to have him on the stage. He said, and he just responded back to me here about an hour ago. He said, man, I am so lost in this game right now. He's been out for 2.5 years. He's Ops 57. You know what we need to do? All right. And this is what I was thinking. I told him, I said, listen, I've got some tools that can probably help you. I feel like we need to go back, take a look at that Google sheet that released the arc by arc by arc, and just like for someone who's been out for 2 years, like, okay, look here first. Instead of coming in and being so overwhelmed, look here first. Let's go through the arc history. Let's take a look at how to run these arcs today compared to when they came out. That might be a really, really good series. Trader says it would be like starting a whole new game. Yeah, Gregor's been out 2.5 years. He's Ops 57 and says, I am so lost. Everything is so different. We probably need to go back and do a series, Tarby. That would probably be an amazing 6 to 8 week series. Going back through, even doing the entire game. Hey, you're a new player right now. Here's an 8-week Hooked on Phonics series of how and what and in what order to do to get this game caught up.
Yeah, Benny Hill's Ghost actually brought this up a little while ago, a couple months ago. Like, what are the top 5 things that you should focus on to catch your game back up or bring your game current?
Mm-hmm.
So that might be a good place to start is what are the top 5 biggest things? And if Gregor stopped about 2.5 years ago, that's right about when the Voyager arc came out or right before that. So he has no ISO damage.
Oh, wow. Can you imagine no Cascade? Forgotten Sex says,
Yeah.
DJ, you've got your 404 account to learn from, too. I mean, I do still have it. We could get on. I mean, maybe this is the problem with time, though. Maybe. Oh, gosh. You know what, Tarpy? You know what we could do? And I don't know if this is good or not, but it probably would be better than what I'm doing with it now. But maybe I should throw a 30-day shield on my Op 70 account and go play 404 for a month. Let's see what we could actually do in 30 days. Because I'm not doing anything now.
Month off and play the game all over again.
I mean, I'm not doing anything now. I'm playing Power Rangers. I'm playing with the Power Rangers. All right, at least then we could deliver some content for players in this game. Fisty says get on there and dolphin it up for a month. No, I don't want to spend. I don't want to spend on that month on that account. I want to do it right. I want to do it the JB way.
Wait. So you're going to go from 2 months of not spending in the game to buying a 30-day shield for $100?
I mean, I've got multiple 7 days. I can just keep throwing 7 days. It's fine. Whatever. Trickle says, I would actually enjoy that. You're up 70 now. You've already won the game. Well, maybe. Pal says, put up a 1 week shield so Ingram still has a chance to raid you. All right. Yeah, throw down the 7 days. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do. Yeah, maybe that's something we should really seriously look at doing. Maybe now is the right time. Tarpy.
By the way, right before you leave.
Yes. Which is now.
Voltron has a really good point in chat. Who are you going up against for the next incursion?
I have no idea. How would I even know that? Have they announced
You are
it?
going against Server 72.
Okay. Shout out Server 72. What's up?
Do you know who's that is Samo's server?
Here's the thing. I'm not going to end up playing it. I'm not going to play.
Oh, but DJs, we got to get the Samo v DJs to see who's the better content creator.
I can
We know
already
the answer to that
I can
already.
already answer that. Yeah, that's not a question. Okay. There's what? There's not an answer. There's everybody already knows the answer to that. I'm going to lose. Okay. Who's going to get rated? This guy. All right. Who's the number one content creator? Not me. Yeah, she's the number 2 STFC content creator. I'm number 15. You do the math. All right. So 72 actually raids. Yeah, I'm probably screwed. All right. So Bubba says, don't worry, DJ. Scopely will glitch the shields and drop it when you know you still have 48 hours left and then tell you that it fulfilled its original purpose. And that reminds me, everybody, to visit our website at TalkingTrekSTFC.com for you to get your brand new Talking Trek merchandise from our brand new Hold My Beer series. That is right. Visit TalkingTrekSTFC.com. Click on the merch button up at the top of the page, and you too can become the proud new owner of this amazing, absolutely incredible Hold My Beer line of products with new Moist Dongle Double IPA, the Triple Docks Ultimate Gold, and the original Purpose Ale. It is fulfilling. Ladies and gentlemen, you can get t-shirts.
Really good.
You can get t-shirts, you can get can koozies, you can get stickers, you can get a t-shirt from the new Hold My Beer series, brought to you exclusively by brilliant designer Candy White. Absolutely.
The stickers are really good.
Is it selling, Wristbreaker? I mean, yeah, we've already sold 8 or 9. I think I've sold 8 or 9 of these so far. This by far has been Candy White's best-selling merch. Wristbreaker says, I expected more. Well, you can be a part of it right now. Go to TalkingTrekSTFC.com, click on merch, get yourself an amazing Talking Trek branded beer koozie for as little as $16. You can get a t-shirt here. All right, completely branded, customized for just $30. And we've got the new UltimatDJz flipping off the puzzle flip table for only the low price of $29.95. It is the ultimate puzzle, Revenge of the 10-hour stream. All kinds of great new merch available in the Talking Trek merch store. Visit TalkingTrekSTFC.com right now to get yours. All right. Fantastic. Man, what a great segue into like a nice little marketing piece that ended up being. Thank you. Who said that, by the way? Who did that? That was brilliant. Thank you for the feed. Thank you for that. That was brilliant segue. I just ran with it. Chris says, will it ship in less than a year? Are you in charge of shipping? Actually, no. If you buy it from the merch store, it's automatic. It goes straight into the merch company. I don't even have to touch it. Okay, I don't even have to touch it. So yeah, actually, people who have been ordering their merchandise, they're already getting it. So yeah, the parts robot will deliver it to you. All right.
The beer stickers are adorable.
Yeah, they're really, really good. So buy direct from
Strider
DJ.
bought them for me.
Have they shown up yet?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, there you go.
Got them today.
Strider bought the stickers a week ago, and they've already shown up. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? So there you go. Yeah, if you buy it direct from me, it'll arrive sometime in 2027. But if you buy it from the merch store, it's going to show up in like 7 to 10 days. All right, the people already get that. By the way, I did start getting emails that people are receiving their merch, their physical merch in the mail as well. T-shirts came. The Nashville prize packs have gone out. So, yeah, all that stuff is out. I'm pretty sure everything has been delivered. Danny says, any news on the cruise? No, I am running a few days behind. My hope is this weekend to finish everything. That way we can still give it away before the end of the month, which would put us on time. If I cross into September, then I'll be past due. But right now, Seth, God bless it. I don't owe you. Get out. Go, Seth. I don't owe you anything.
Hi, Seth.
Oh, Seth.
What, the 10 packs that you owe him? You don't owe him
No,
those?
I don't owe him 10 packs. Obviously, this is a made-up
Are you
story.
sure?
Yeah, this is a made-up thing. I don't know.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm the 98% purely positive.
Are you sitting down?
Obviously, I'm standing because I'm right. Okay. Iron Fister says, "Well, are you sure?" Yes. Okay, there you go. Strider says, "Send him stickers at least." Okay, there you go. Daystro says, "Don't worry, I'm winning the cruise, so I'll invite Moopsy." Moopsy's already going to be there. All right, Moopsy's already going to be there. Like he already booked. He tried to get my room. Don't you remember this whole thing that he tried to get Alan versus Jerry? Okay, Alan v. Jerry. By the way, Jerry won. I got my room. Send him 10 sticker packs. Oh, he never did say packs. He just said 10 packs, didn't he? Like, he didn't say packs of what? He sent him 10 packs of M&Ms.
Gum. You should send him packs of gum.
You send him 10 packs of gum. All right. He never did say actual packs. He just said 10 packs.
Yeah, send him fruit stripe. That way, he can go through it in one day. Just one chew per piece.
That's right. We'll send you Bubblicious. Hubba Bubba. That's right. Speaking of Bubblicious, have you guys used, while we're getting all the promotional stuff out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, exclamation point Ghost. Now, exclamation point Ghost, where you can get your newest and most favorite flavors of Ghost Energy. 200 milligrams of natural caffeine from coffee beans, 1,000 milligrams of carnitine for legendary energy, epic focus, and none of the crash with none of the sugar, with as little as 10 calories, some as low as 5. You can get amazing flavors like iced tea lemonade, Welch's Grape Ghost, iced pink lemonade, and brand new Bubblicious Strawberry, now available at exclamation point Ghost. Link on over, subscribe to your favorite flavors, get a discount today when you use exclamation point Ghost, and doing all of your normal everyday household shopping at Amazon.com. Using that link will support our show, and you will get the amazing, great flavors and great energy, great dedication, and great focus that is provided by the amazing folks over at Ghost Energy. Now, with 2 brand new Bubblicious flavors available at exclamation point Ghost. Go check it out now and support Talking Track today. All right. Man, I'm full of great reads tonight, so we need to clip these. Griffin would be very, very proud of me. Whew. Okay. Are we done, Tarpy? We are at 3 hours. Somehow, amazingly, we still went 3 hours. We weren't supposed to. Why did we go 3 hours? Yet here we are. There was nothing to talk about. You said there was nothing to talk about. Seth says, I swear to God, if the cruise only has Ghost Energy, DJs is going overboard. Oh, listen, I already have been in touch with the cruise people. As a matter of fact, Beck and I had a meeting the other day, and they asked me the following question. All right. What is something that you wish we would or could do together this year to collaborate on the cruise efforts, DJ? And I said, obviously, I need a booth for Ghost Energy. It needs to have like a huge, humongous backdrop. It needs to be like just cases and cases and cases that is basically like a big wall, and the different color cans spell out my name, and it's like a nice big, obviously that's what I told him I wanted. So
seriously?
Yeah.
That's what you said?
Yeah. Why?
You can't buy that one, sir. That's my tea.
Did you have something else in mind?
You can't buy that.
Did you have something else?
Make a
in mind?
list.
You want to make a list?
Do you want a list?
I
I can make you a list of. So was this a meeting between you, Beck, and ECP or something?
Yeah. No, it's fine. I'm working on my ghost thing. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
You'll never believe it, Tarpy. That UltimatDJz said, "Hold my ghost." No, seriously, do you guys have ideas on what you want to do on the cruise this year? Here's what I wrote. I said, well, obviously I'm always down to host a panel. But I also was kind of thinking about like a gaming lounge right? Like we now know that we can get the internet to work the way we need it to. So I think we could actually have an STFC gaming lounge, which I think would be super cool. And then I thought that one of the panels that we could do would be really, really cool would just be to like have a bunch of the cast come through and spend like 60 seconds and get the big reveal of what their character looks like in our game. So
that'd be cool.
I thought that might be kind of cool. And then I also, I don't want to do this, but I did. I offered to DJ one night, just one. I don't want to do it every night because I like to go to bed early. I did offer to DJ Studio B one night from international waters. That's right, Studio B live from the sea. Yeah.
Studio C, SEA.
Studio C, and then Tarpy said, "Hold my beer." What? Oh, that's great. I love that. Studio C, SEA. That is who wrote that? That is brilliant. Tarpy, did you come up with that all on your own? You're so brilliant. You're so smart.
I know, and you're welcome.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, let's make it happen. That's right. Yeah. So I offered to do something like that. So we'll see. But yeah, Tarpy, if you got more ideas, I've got to follow up with them like here in a week or 2 weeks, something like that. So yeah, we're starting now. I mean, and by the way, this is a good thing because last year we didn't start until later. So the fact that we're starting like 6 months early, I'm very happy with that. That means we've got time to get things going. So I'm pretty happy about it. No, you're right, Tarpy. The only one who likes Studio D is Jules Verne. All right, it's anything involving the letter D is just bound to be misused by Jules Verne. All right, so
and this podcast
or any of them.
Yeah, it's just them. Okay, seriously, we're over time. Anything else? Final words, final thoughts, final anything from the chat, or are we actually done with a timely podcast, one that actually felt good? I feel like you guys got a lot off your chest. I hope Scopely comes back and listens. I hope, fingers crossed. Okay, let's get back to focusing on experience. Madrox, are you serious now? Madrox says, are you sure the ship has the necessary power for your ancient DJ equipment? First of all, yes. Okay. It just plugs into a normal wall socket. It'd be fine.
How's your mic doing?
I had to order a new one. What if I take my equipment into the pool? Yeah, maybe I'll DJ from inside the pool. That sounds like a great idea.
Please don't.
No, I had to order a new mic. I ended up going, don't judge me. I went with the BLX one. I went with the new body pack, wireless. It fits everything I've already got. It's universal, right? All of my microphones are all the Shure boom mics. So it's compatible with everything I got. It's compatible with this studio. It's compatible with the BLX mobile unit. It's compatible with my Rodecaster. I had to stick with the same thing. Gimbal, I ordered a new one of those too because I couldn't stand not having it. So I ordered a new gimbal as well. I had it shipped to Dallas, and I used it when I was streaming to you guys from Dallas, Hercules. So I had to. My OCD would not allow me to not have the gimbal in my possession, so I had to order another one. Fortunately, they've come down in price, so that was good news. All right, but the mic, that's correct. The mic is still not compatible with a swimming pool. Correct. That is an accurate statement. Okay, if there is nothing else, then Tarpy, I believe that we will prepare to bid the audience adieu. All right, thank you guys very much. I appreciate it. Great show. Tarpy, I really enjoyed the conversation tonight. I hope that you as a community, you feel a little bit better. I hope you feel like you got something off your chest. And I feel like we have not done a serious long-form piece of content since Connor released this video. I hope that I did have some people say, well, what's your response? What is your response? What is your official position? We never really kind of released one, and I don't want to feel like I'm dodging it or sidestepping it. I think it's very important that Scopely hold themselves accountable here. And they have taken the first step. We have many more steps to go. Let's not trip. Let's not fumble the ball. Let's keep our eye on the prize. Let's move forward. Let's turn over a new leaf. Let's focus on the experience. All right, that's what we need to do. Enterprise says, from STFC to Strange New Worlds tonight. Yep, new episode live on Paramount Plus. If you're a subscriber there, go check it out. Only a few episodes left for this amazingly wonderful season, so be sure and go and check that out. Captain Pike, Spock, Nurse Chapel, and so many other amazing characters in Star Trek Strange New Worlds, now broadcasting on Paramount Plus. My name is UltimatDJz, thanking all of you guys for being a part of our live studio audience. We had over 350 people in the live studio audience for the vast majority of this show. You guys are amazing. Thank you so very much for being a part of that experience. And if you're listening in podcasts and downloading a little bit later, we really, really appreciate that. Like, you don't know the podcast statistics. It is more important than I think ever before, Tarpy. As we have more and more people watching on YouTube and Twitch, we've actually had fewer people downloading the podcast. Now, that makes sense, right? Except it's actually having a negative impact on our attractiveness to advertisers on the podcast. So as our numbers have been dropping on the podcast, we've had sponsors that have actually dropped off from the podcast. So I appreciate you guys downloading in iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spotify.
Buddy's not dropping us, is he?
Pandora. Who's dropping us? What? Buddy?
He's not going to drop us, is it?
Buddy?
Is he?
Buddy's dropped us. So has State Farm.
Oh, no.
So has the National Republic of Captain America merchandise and all the other stuff. Yeah, we gotta get them back, everybody. Gotta get them back. All right, so I'm going to say thank you to everybody who participates. Thank you to those of you who have joined the Patreon program. You know, over on the website, we do also, right up there next to merch, we've got the Patreon where you can join and become a member. Listen, you can get actual workout, actual audio versions of Studio B, all right, downloadable, included, all access, video, with mic, without mic, just music, voice, no voice. All of it is available with the Studio B All Access Pass as low as $19.95 available on our Patreon. We appreciate you guys checking that out as well and would encourage you to do that. My name is UltimatDJz. I am your friendly neighborhood cat person saying meow for now. Love you. Made it catch you on the next one for all of us here at Talking Trek, registered trademark and recorded in front of a live studio audience for distribution across podcast platforms everywhere. I will say have a wonderful night. Thank you guys so very much. Have a great one. We'll catch you later on this weekend. Good night, everybody.